We are
Oh, you've done
live.
it. You froze again. Hello and good evening, and welcome to News and Nonsense on a Monday evening because
Yes.
we partied on the weekend. And that is that. I'm Auntie aka Queer Jumpy, aka Kizzle, aka the auntie of all aunties. And and I'm here with.
I am Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And because the world is literally going to hell in a handbasket, we thought we better bring you the news the way we see it to help you sift through all the bullshit that's out there. We're here to help you separate the wheat from the chaff, the sack from the crap, and what you need to know from what you don't need to know. But before we do, guys, what do you need to do? Nana, what do they need to do?
You need to bop the like button on entry, please. As you enter in, press like, subscribe to our channel. We are on the road to 10K as well, and we're almost there. We're like 800 away from that happening. Please do that. And also, you can sign up to our YouTube membership, which is $1.99 to support us and $4.99 to be family and get access to early vids and also our WhatsApp community as well. I will drop the link on the chat in a minute.
Yes, guys. And guys, as I always say, these are just our opinions that we're sharing. We are not experts. This is the ultimate cool Aunties WhatsApp group. If you want actuals and factuals, ask TLC, Google, or phone a friend. So we might share some links. This is for you to go and do your own research. And if you want to correct us, come back and say, actually, aunties, what you said that day was absolutely wrong. This is our opinion. Absolutely join in the comments and tell us about ourselves. We like it. Who's in the chat? Let's do some roll call.
Okay. Who was with us today? I know this is a new day, guys. So share this with people that would usually be with us so that they know. We have Zara in the house. She came in early as well. Thank you, girl. Sonia Barley is with us. African Man is with us. Dammy J, our moderator, is with us as well. Hello. We have Fashion for Crime is with us too. Ria is in the house. El Cid is in the house. Sort of the Earth is with us as well. Cher is in the house.
Howdy. How do you all? Okay, Fashion for Crime. I'd love to know what that's all about. And Sora, do you know what? It's only just now. Maybe I'm a tinsy bit tired. I was just saying to Nana that it was my fault. I'm the raveton of the aunties this weekend, I think, because I went out Friday, went to Buster Rhymes, Redman, and Big Daddy Kane. How could I forget my fave? And then this is the tiredness creeping in. The next day I went to Amelamin's birthday party, which was lovely. He turned 40. And then Sunday we went to R&B in the park. And I don't think I shouted, but actually now, as you're saying, I haven't spoken so much. So maybe my voice is a little bit tired. And that's it.
Yeah. I think you were tired, most definitely. I mean, it wasn't the. None of us are R&B heads specifically, but I think all of us were tired, and the crowd was younger than than our crowd.
Yeah, and it was really good for if you're. I love R&B, and in the tent by the time we went in, it was good, but I was over it because we'd been there for so long. And at that point is where you want to be like, are they that guy's cute? Are those my brethren? I want to. If you got that vibe that only your peers can get into. I mean, we had a little along. That was fun. But then I was really like, okay, we can leave the kids to it now.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly it. I love a festival for the activities, and I know this was like a party in the park type of thing. I still need activities and peers to be around, and it just felt like a peep into the young people them's life.
Yeah.
And their fashion choices was interesting. I mean, I could have done a fashion police type of segment there. That would have been quite interesting, actually.
We might go in trouble. But yes, the new trend for girls to wear very short things with their bums out was crazy. And I felt very auntie. I wanted to say, put some knickers on, please.
Please. Like, where's your little shorts?
Where's your short skirt? It was a lot. Fashion for Crime, fashion related true crime pod that went nowhere, didn't change my name. Well, Fashion for Crime, there's still time. I just like the title. Yes. And that's it. All right, let's get into news and nonsense. Because listen, guys, I say it every time. I'm not staying here tonight, you know. I got to take my hair out. I've got to get it ready. I've got to redo it at the end of the week. So I need to take it out and let it breathe. So we're doing.
What are we going with? We're aiming for an hour and a half tops. Tops, guys. We are not doing another 4 hours online. It's not going to be like last week.
I'll just leave anyway. I'll just walk out on my own pause. And by the way, this is we've got a little bit of latest news, but this is the clearing the deck news because we want to start fresh for next Sunday. So this is the clearing the deck. These are stories that might be a little bit old, but we still need to get through them because it's news and nonsense. But first up, okay, so I'm sure you guys have heard of the McClure Twins. I've only got the first one lined up, Nans. I hope that's the right video.
Okay.
So the McClure Twins' stepdad has been criticised over a money decision that he made. So if you guys don't know about the McClure Twins, they were a family that I guess online, and they watched these twins grow up. I think they're mixed race twins. And their stepfather has been criticised after revealing he will give the child stars $500,000 each at age 18, rather than access to all the money that they've earned over the years of being watched online. So the comments were made during Freeform's new docu-series Born to be Viral, The Real Lives of Kidfluencers. And their mother, Amy, who was in the clip, who basically didn't say anything about it and just allowed the stepdad to make this decision. So let me line it up. Do you know about the McClure Twins? What do you know about them, Nana?
See, I remember early Facebook days, them like their little clips going viral all the time, or even sometimes just their pictures, but they were like really among the first like kiddie influencers and the cute kids that would get shared amongst Facebook groups. At that point, I don't think I even knew that there was a dad in the picture. They were quite young, but their mum used to pop up from time to time. I do remember when the mum got pregnant with their little brother as well, that being a thing online. So they've always been around, very cute. And I find this story a level of fuckeries to it, is what I would say.
All right, let's play.
Alexis, and we're the McClure Twins.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Nicole Reports. So the McClure Twins have been trending on TikTok over the last few days, and I've seen a lot of people also talking about it on YouTube and some other platforms about the McClure Twins being paid only $500,000 when they turn 18. That's coming from their dad, Justin. He is not their biological father. He is their stepfather, and he did adopt them, I believe he said, when they were 2 or 3 years old. He adopted them, but they are not his biological daughters. So that's got some people kind of upset about also what he said about, giving them only $500,000 when they're 18. The reason why this is such an issue and people are getting upset about it is because not only is he not the biological father to be deciding what the children should get, but they earned that money. Amy, their mother, that's the girl's mother, and then their father, Justin, stepfather, Justin, are making all of this money off the twins. They've been modeling since they were 4 years old. After they went viral when they were like younger, they have been on a roll with all kind of endorsements. Their father even said that they made in one deal $125,000 from Nike. The girls have been constantly working since they've been 4 years old. They just turned 12 years old. And so if you do the math with the type of money that they're bringing in, the math is not mathing. It seems very unbalanced and very unfair for these girls to be basically, constantly being influencers. I do follow them on Instagram. I do follow their YouTube channel. They have over 4 million subscribers on YouTube. But take a listen to what he had to say.
Money for your children and how much?
Setting aside money for our kids, I have a certain amount that I think they should have by the time that they're 18 years old. They can buy a house, not so they can waste it buying Lamborghini or purses, but that's around $500,000. That should be enough. I'm not a fan of giving a child millions of dollars.
So you just heard him say that when they turn 18, he's already decided how much money he's going to give them, and it's $500,000 when they turn 18. Their net worth is between $7 and $19 million, and I believe it's closer to the $19 million because I added up how much allegedly they're making per month. Allegedly, the McClure Twins are making $600,000 per month. That's with all of the revenue together, their YouTube channel, any of their endorsements, their modeling, all of that stuff. They are making almost $600,000 per month. You times that by 12, they're making a little over $7 million per year. $7 million. And this man turns around and says that he feels like he should give them only $500,000. They're the ones making the money. They've been working since they're 4 years old. And we've seen this happen with other child actors, and a lot of people feel like children are exploited a lot when they're in the industry. And even though they're not actors, they're child influencers, there needs to be better laws to protect these kids from being exploited by their parents. I mean, their whole lifestyle is based off of what the twins are bringing in. And for any other kids that are influencers, it just seems really unfair. So that's why so many people are upset about it. Like I said, I do follow them on YouTube. I love their content. But to hear this is actually heartbreaking. And I'm kind of upset with the mother. I seen some comments also where people were kind of getting upset with the mother. You could tell she was uncomfortable as she sat there and he said that. She didn't seem like she was in agreement to the 500,000, but she didn't say anything. And, I really hope that she is not going to let this man steal from her daughters like that. Their lifestyle that they're living is only because of the twins. Remember, the Olsen twins were also child actors who worked at, I think they started working on Full House when they were 3 or 4 years old, taking turns on Full House because, they're twins. And then they went on to have their own show. And they basically made an empire for themselves as well. They did modeling. You've seen them on the runway, a lot like the McClure Twins. They had their own TV shows, their own brand deals. They were on magazines. I mean, the Olsen twins were everywhere. Do you know that these girls, once they turned 18, they were worth, I think, $500 million? They didn't even have to work anymore. When they turned 18, they actually took their parents' name off of their business. Macaulay Culkin is another one who had to deal with his parents also trying to, take his money. So he had to emancipate himself. I think he was 15 or 16 years old just to be able to be in control of his trust fund, which was holding over $100 million or $50 million that his parents would have had control over. So you kind of see a lot of these child actors being taken advantage of. I'm not here nor there to say that that's absolutely what's happening, but it seems like it with him saying that. And, social media believes that that's what he's doing. He's keeping the money for himself and for the wife instead of paying it to the McClure twins. So anyway, you guys tell me what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Crazy, innit? I feel like when we're not going to hear the last from these kids when they get a bit older, if the dad sticks to this, I think they're going to have like a bit of a lawsuit, or they should do anyway.
I'm just stuck on that expression on the mum's face. And it was an expression. It was an expression. It was, I'm not interested. I'm not happy, but you're deferring to your, I don't know. I'm suspicious about that, and I don't think. Yeah. And I do you know what? There is a bit of, if this wasn't the situation, and people are saying, well, he's a stepdad, he's been in their lives since they were 2, and they're now 12, so that's 10 years, and I guess they call him dad.
Yeah.
So I don't like the idea of, depending on the topic, whether you get full parental consideration or not. I think that's something to be looked at. But all in all, this seems a bit dodgy because this may be, I don't know, I'm trying to compartmentalize the issue. And Sora's saying, and he adopted them. So
yeah,
what does that mean then? If he's adopted them, that's their dad, and that's a decision that he's making. Does it get diluted because he's not the biological? And there are parents who are rich, super rich, or whether their kids made the money or not, who are like, look, we don't want you to go nuts, so we want to have some more control. Is that what he's saying? Or is he saying, well, you're only going to get 500 grand when you're 18. So where's the rest? How does the rest get given to them? How does that work? That's not.
I feel like that's exactly the problem, because if the money is theirs, it should literally just be handed over as a business to them. Not to say that the parents obviously shouldn't be making any money as they're making money, because I think they are their managers. But you should have a manager. You should be getting paid. It's not it's not our money, it's their money. Like you can't go into, okay, but that was ours because you were underage. No, this is, I should be getting a fee. Mum, dad get fees, and these are the girls. And when they're 18, this is your business.
Yeah,
And we
this
come
is
off of it. And if you keep
yeah.
them as managers, you take 20%. But you
Yeah.
can't be like, this is our family's money, but they were the workers. Like
Yeah.
they're the hook.
Yeah.
Now that just it does feel like exploitation, and I understand why people then have to emancipate themselves from their parents.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have to get to that.
Or even if he was biological father, I still feel like how he was talking was fuckeries.
That's yeah, that's why I want to kind of compartmentalize, because there's a bit of a narrative there. Like he doesn't lose parental rights just because he's a stepdad in this decision, but we don't like the decision. So there's all of that. Like, we don't like the decision, but you can't remove that. Because if it was like something nice, we'd be like, oh, look at what such great stepdad. Do you know what I mean? So he's still the dad. I mean, still the dad in that respect. This is not showing up in the way it's supposed to. But I think we've got £5 from Kevin, aka Mr. Gay.
Thank you, Kevin.
I hope you're well. It's my birthday on Saturday. I'm 43 now. By the way, were you able to get my email I sent you? 1, haven't seen the email. 2, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. 43. How's it feel?
Happy birthday, man. 43 is an excellent age.
This feels like you just wrote that you gave us £5. Why is it not turned a special colour? Normally it goes a special colour. So this looks like you just wrote it and you got in there because you wrote it. But thank you very much, Kevin. We'll look for the email. Sorry, I'll resend it so we can have a chat.
Resend.
Yeah, it's dodgy, man. I mean, it is always, people just get blinded by the lights. No matter what, I guess it's very difficult for certain people to just not see it. But it's like, do you not have faith in your kids that they're going to look after you? And over the years, if you're smart as a business manager of these children or whoever, like, you know what I mean, you would be putting aside, because then you should be really managing the money and get as much advice as you can. How much is a fair percentage? Because you can even to be fair, you can I drove you, I did this. You can charge, especially if you're not taking too much off the top, because you know that your kids are going to be secure. If they're making loads of millions and they're at least going to be multi-millionaires by the time they're 18, I'm not even averse to you saying, yeah, man, I was a chauffeur, so I want to get paid. I was a manager, so I want to get paid. I was a stylist. If you want to be that petty, not petty, if you want to be that stringent, but also provide evidence, once you learn the business, understand what it is, show to your daughters or your kids, this is what we did, this is what we charge, because this is the services that we provided. So you going forth and managing your money by yourself, these are the things you have to consider. So actually, everything you're doing, it's not just that you're taking money for fun's sake. You're showing them that these are all the things that went into you being who you are today. So I think you can take credit as parents in that respect, but not just to hold on to the money and then start being tight with it and weird. That's weird.
Very weird. Very weird. That's exactly how it goes. It should be run like a business.
Yeah.
But yes, let's see.
Let's see. All right. What's my next story? Who the hell knows? Are there any other comments on this?
Okay, Kevin, I'm going to add in the correct email address. Is that what you're asking for? Please write the email address in the chat. Yeah.
I had this thing. I didn't even pull out the story. It just said ethnicity revealing in. Okay, this is something. Do you know what? I didn't set it all up, but this is something I saw last week quickly, and it said that police have been advised to publicly share the ethnicity and nationality of suspects charged in high-profile cases to curb misinformation online. The guidance, effective immediately, was issued by the National Police Chiefs Council and the Council of Policing following mounting pressure over what details forces release. It follows a case of 2 men charged with the alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl in Nuneaton, reported to be Afghan asylum seekers, which sparked protests in Warwickshire police did not confirm the immigration status, prompting Reform UK to accuse the force of a cover-up, a claim police strongly denied. Decisions on releasing such details in sensitive or high-profile cases will remain with individual forces. So what do you think about that?
I think they absolutely should say it, especially now with all of the protests with the flipping folks protesting immigrants and everything else, and the propaganda that Nigel Farage and all of them always say when something has happened to a white person now, it's like it's either they're just naming this is a random Muslim person or it's a Pakistani. Like it's like they just put that information out online and then you get the thugs run with it. I think it's interest at this moment in time for the police straight away to say the ethnicity of the person. Either way, so that the fear mongering doesn't carry on. Even if they are black or Asian, put it out there so that the rumor mill doesn't get going. I think it's actually important that it does that.
Hi, Bunny Gang. Hello.
Thank you.
Why is it showing up weirdly? Hey, Aunties, fresh from Jamaica. I've been watching on replay as always. Congrats on the 9K. Thank you so much. And you went to, I didn't even know you went to Jamaica. You didn't even buy us a ticket. You didn't even tell us you were going. Hey. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, I hope you had a great time in Jamrock as well.
Listen, where's my mangoes? I beg you better find me. I need my mangoes. I need my pineapple. I need what else? Some tamarind. What else did I ask for? Even though I didn't know you were going. But yes, thank you so much, buddy. Definitely, it's a problem with the kind of misinformation that goes out there. Part of me is a bit nervous is that it does feed into the stereotypes in case there is a disproportionate, because we also know disproportionately they report certain crimes in the media over others and others don't get reported. So then there's also where it could be a leaning toward, okay, this crime was committed by another black person, another brown person, another immigrant, because we know that the media isn't fair and balanced in their reporting. So that's a little bit scary for the announcement. But I do think the quicker we get to know who it was, but then also, why do we need this? Because why can't people just hold their freaking corner? Why do you have to protest anyway? Because you're protesting for foolishness. You're actually wasting your time protesting for foolishness, and you're protesting the wrong things. How about protesting the government's commitment to keeping you in poverty? How about protesting the government's commitment to making money off the back of immigrants and not really looking at the environments that they're importing these immigrants to, or influxing them to, and then causing the detention? They're thriving off that. Protest that, not the immigrants, because that's a waste of time.
But they feel like lobbying ministers and expecting things from your councillors and actually really going to the government, they feel like that's a waste of time. So the easiest thing to do is terrorize people when they come to this country in the hopes that stops people from coming here. And it's like, it's futile. Do you know where people are coming from? Where you just shouting slurs at them. It's like, I'll take that every day over I may get killed. Like it's the way they want this race war to take place so much. And you know, when you're like, you guys are so lily-livered, you can't even pick fruit. Like you're not going to fight a war. Each time they try and battle people, they get beaten up. Sometimes I despair. I do wonder about this country. Nutters.
It's stupid, but you know, that's what they're doing. Let's see how it works. I'm just a tad bit nervous about how disproportionate it might be, or it might be a wake up and say, oh wow, all this time it really was us. Who knows? Like, could be that. Okay, next story is the government. This is good for us individuals. The government is to fine companies for late payments. The UK government will introduce new legislation allowing the Small Business Commissioner to fine large companies that repeatedly pay suppliers late. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said businesses must pay invoices within 30 days unless otherwise agreed, with maximum terms reducing from 60 to 45 days. The move aims to tackle the 11 billion annual cost of late payments, which the government says leads to 38 business closures per day. So I've got to share. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing if it's enforced properly and we can get it done. This is a bit of a morning show thing. It's a bit of a discussion, but I'll try and get to the point.
What network?
Oh, Good Morning Britain?
No, that will get copywritten.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. I don't know who else was talking about it. All right, well, that's it. Basically, that's what it is. Let me see if I can find something while we're talking amongst ourselves. But yeah, that's brilliant, because let me tell you something.
Needed.
I did a job beginning of the year. My payment came through in 2 bits, which wasn't the agreement, about 6 months later. And it wasn't a lot. It really wasn't a lot.
6 months they took.
Yeah.
You know what? The way they abuse freelancers is crazy. And I found that the bigger the company, the longer they would take.
Yes.
As well. And it just felt like, especially, oh my God, record labels. So many times, that is why I actually stopped styling, was the payment wait. Where it's once I started to get in there with record labels, you would feel like, okay, a record label, they're probably going to be on a 30-dayer. Some of them, they would say, like, you would style a job and they would say you'd get paid when the rollout was going to happen. Now, that rollout could be 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. How am I waiting on when you're rolling out this artist? Like, I didn't just do the job. Like,
exactly.
And then you're a freelancer. I don't have a wage. The money, I need to pay bills now. Like, it would get so hard. And I would always struggle with chasing. And I feel like a lot of big companies rely on that you are not going to kiss them. And they take the piss because it's mindset and self-esteem. And you'll feel like, how am I bothering Sony? Like, but you got to bother Sony. Like, you have to. It's so rude to do that to small businesses when there should, I don't even think 45 days. I feel like you should pay them within 28 days, 7 to 28 days. That's when they should get paid.
I think so. And I think there should be tiers for, like, actually, you lot did it today, you get paid today within the week. I think there's nothing wrong because you've budgeted it to get it out the window. Like, to be fair, there's definitely a community amongst us that when we do jobs, especially like I will big up We Are Parable, whenever I do work with them, the minute it comes in, I put my invoice in, or they have their window of terms, but I get paid very nicely, in nice time, so not nicely, within the speed of time. Like, I'm not waiting around. I've never had to chase them, and I try and do that. If you have to chase me, then it's because I've literally forgotten we're smaller. And it's like when you're small and trying to juggle things, there's a little bit of excuse, but you still have to be on top of it. You can't afford to be taking ages. And I think big companies absolutely do take the piss out of the small people, and they absolutely lean in. There's something I haven't been paid for, and I've chased, and they took so long because it was like the person that was in charge of that department was off or wasn't around or something. And it was a big moderate. I moderated a big actor. It was a big thing. All now, still haven't been paid. And some of it is me because after a while, I'm so tired of chasing. I've got stuff to do, so then I keep forgetting. But then I was like, hold on. And just thought about it the other day. Where's your due diligence to say, guys, this is outstanding? Dammy J.
I just hate it. It's so out of order.
Dammy J saying, I used to work in accounts payables. My goodness, honestly, the CFOs and managers will delay payment or make payment just before the payment due date. Yeah. It's bad.
I wonder how the government are going to roll this out, though. How are they going to police it? Are they going to be relying on small businesses getting in touch with them to say I haven't been paid? I wonder how all of the steps are going to go for this to really make a difference for businesses on the ground, because it needs to happen. I'm glad it's happening, but it needs to take place.
I wish, because I wish we could play that conversation, because there's a guy who speaks about it. I think it's through our small business plan, we're not only tackling the scourge, this is what Keir Starmer's saying, tackling the scourge of late payments once and for all, but we're giving small business owners the backing and stability they need for the business to thrive, driving growth across the country through our plan for change. This will include, it doesn't really say, the Conservatives said the crackdown will be welcome, but fails to address that's politics. No, it doesn't say how they would do it. It doesn't say how they would be able to do it. How would you enforce it? How would you report somebody? Because I can imagine there's like the Bureau of reporting late fees, and then it's just like that's going to be another thing. Like, oh, I'm waiting for
you got to wait for the Bureau to get in touch with the. Yeah, that's what I wonder. I was thinking, unless it was like a fund, what would be helpful is your invoice is backed up. Like, in effect, if you went to the government to support you and it's like, I'm waiting this long for my invoice, and they would allow you to get that equity back. Yeah. Now, that may be a lot more work on their side, but that would be helpful, because having another body chasing the same money that you're chasing, I need the money. problem.
It's more red tape. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
And then they're going to go out funding for that department. There's shut down, so they're going to close the fund. It's all long. Just businesses do better. And I used to work at the BBC, and I actually used to process invoices and stuff like that. And I do know that it's actually sometimes it's just human beings that, like I said, the woman that's not at work when she's supposed to be processing my invoice for this other job that I still haven't been paid for. That's reliant.
Yeah.
That department's small. It's one person, two people processing stuff. Things get lost. I know there's another organization. There's one woman that used to say, hey, can you do this for us? And we were like, yes. She was confused. She always made mistakes. Then we'd make mistakes because of her mistake and the system. So sometimes there's human beings in these departments that are fucking up. We know this, but I think, as you said, a big company that is literally working with freelancers and knowing that they're making more money and profit than the freelancers, they have to make sure that finance payment department is on point. You just have to.
Most definitely. I feel like it's not okay to have a little person chasing a big company, or even saying, like supermarkets do it a lot. They put businesses out of business where you think, oh my God, I've got a massive contract from them. And they may give you 20% upfront, and then you won't get paid until 90 days later. Now you've put all of your money in inventory to be a part of a supermarket. And how are you going to survive in those 3 months before you get the money back? Exactly. And it's like, it's crazy business practices that they'll do to small businesses that will put you out of business. Like you won't have any cash. And they are doing their thing and talking about 10 billion profits and all this.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, you got that profit off of the back of people that basically lost their business while you're selling their shit.
Yeah.
And making money. Like, no, it's flipping out of order.
It's really bad. I'm just literally thinking about all the jobs. And the thing is, when I used to do certain jobs and there was a bunch of us, so the money's being split and you're getting dumb money. And when I say dumb money, I mean dumb money, as in tens rather than hundreds or thousands.
Yes.
And that's not being paid on time.
Yes.
Yo.
Yes.
And it's just an agreement that it's going to come in 3-4 months later. So God forbid you are depending on that to come. You can't. You actually literally can't. You literally can't.
That's why it became too hard to carry on being a stylist. It's like you're either, and a lot of the stylists that I know that were on the circuit doing music stuff, they then started working for newspapers because it was the only way to have a stable income coming in to pay your bills. And you would still want to be working with an artist, but relying on record companies to pay you, well, you'll be dressing up a star and you'll be in your rags because you can't flip and eat. Like, nah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Dami says, honestly, SMEs write a letter stating that you will apply statutory interest of 8%. I think I was advised that as well. Like when I was properly freelance, like put on your 8% if they're late and you get it in early. But I think there's a cap to it. I can't remember what it is. Maybe, Dami, you can enlighten. Isn't there a cap to how much you can say? Because they know that they'll take the piss. So I think there's a legal cap where you can't expect more than, I swear there's something on that regard. So if it's like they took a year to pay, I can't keep saying each month is 8%. I don't think I can do that. I think you have to be like, there's a cap and then there's a fair amount that they don't go over, maybe paying you like 200 on top or something. Because they know people will end up paying grand. Strike 22 says, and that's how AI gets its foot in the door. Once there's a human error, higher up start looking to place blame and replace. Exactly, instead of fixing their system. Well, that would be their way of fixing the system, I guess.
Yeah. No, AI will take over everything. That is going to happen. I was watching Gary Vee today, and he was talking about, this is off. He was talking about in 10 years' time, we are not going to believe anything that we see on video. So he was like, video became evidence, like with Rodney King. So then you believed things because you saw it on video. 10 years, it's going to be like, no, I don't believe anything because it's going to be so sophisticated. You could reimagine and remake anything and it will be out there. So then maybe human connections will be more important again. And then I was thinking, well, I may then go back into putting on raves. Because like all of us would want to go and do raves again. I told you it was going to be off, but you see how I got there.
Yeah, no, I get it. I hear it. But I think you're right in respect. I think there might be something on the doc for this about human contact and getting into that space where the rebel was going to be human life. And this is what it's like the Matrix, all of them, like actually the robots versus the humans and not being mind controlled. And that's real. Brother Man 612 says that's how the big three does supplies in the automotive industry here in America. They will have them waiting 120 days.
120 days. Come on, how are you going to live?
And you're always in back arrears. Like, what the hell?
Everything is everything is running on credit and loads. But then say if somebody in that chain falls off, you fall off. And that is how you can lose your business.
Yeah. It's wild. It's actually but maybe things will change because we didn't get to discuss Jeremy Corbyn. How are you feeling about his new left-wing launch, party? What do you think about Jeremy Corbyn?
Oh, I've signed up.
Have you signed? I haven't even signed up. I didn't even.
Yeah, your party. I signed up when they were on the first 100,000 when that news came out. I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of these numbers. So I signed up to it. I think now they may be on 600 or 700 people that have signed up.
So I found this was on the doc for a while, so might be a bit of old information, but this is Jeremy talking about his new party.
Decide when we had all the responses, and so far the response rate has been massive. They've been coming in at 500 a minute wanting to support and join the new party, and we're open with suggestions for names. So if you've got a good suggestion, bring it on. I want it to be something that's inclusive, effective to mobilise people and bring people in. It's not messy at all. It's a totally coherent approach. It's democratic, it's grassroots, and it's open.
You say Zara Sultana will co-lead it with you, but so far it's been your name announced. You're here doing the interview. Will she really co-lead it? What's her role in all this?
Well, we're working absolutely together on this. She happens to be, as far as I know, at this moment in Coventry. I was in touch with her just a few moments ago, so it's all fine. We're working very well together, all of us.
So that's he's talking about his who's it? Zara Sultana. So that's him and her and Jeremy Corbyn are forming this new this new political party. People are signing up. Everyone's thinking it's going to be the third party that's going to rival Labour and Conservatives. How far do you think it's going to go? Do you think? I mean, Jeremy's are, for those in America, Jeremy's are Bernie Sanders. So, and everyone loves him. And
well, lots of people.
When I say everyone loves him, when I say everyone loves him, you know what I mean. When I say if he's our Bernie Sanders, you can imagine who doesn't like him and who likes him. So, what do you think, guys? I didn't even think about signing up. I totally forgot. I was just watching, like, oh, this is exciting, and I forgot you actually have to sign up. So I will sign up.
Yeah, to be a part of the process. It is important. Actually, the last email that I got, there was a meeting that was going to be online. I think I've missed it already. It may have been last week sometime. But it seems like they really are. So at the moment, it's called Your Party, but they want the members to name what the party is and to help set like policies as well, like what the manifesto is going to be. Like they're trying to make it very democratic at this moment in time, as this is how they are presenting it. And Zoe Sultana, is that her name?
No, it's Zara.
Zara, yeah.
Zara
she
Sultana.
seems very, very left wing of it all. I mean, so is Jeremy Corbyn, but sometimes I feel like Jeremy can lean a little bit central with some of his views. So we'll see how it develops.
What I'm seeing, and I can't open because all these want ads from me. There's at the moment there's a little bit of dissension because it's saying that Zara's saying that Corbyn was wrong to capitulate over anti-Semitism, says Sultana. So I don't know if that's just hype. So maybe this is just a bit of stirring the pot. But I don't know. I can't find any kind of like stories about it. But yeah, so maybe I don't know.
That could
but
just
either
be
way,
they're always throwing false flags out there for people to be like, these two are not going to get on. I mean, even in that interview, you're saying it's being run by both of you, but everybody keeps on saying your name. And I guess
Yeah.
It's like, well, that depends on the media, because I've seen her do lots of interviews as well. Like, so, I mean, I don't know. Even she said it as well. They don't know how they are going to run this, if it's going to be both of them, but it's being co-founded by them. So either way, that stands. The two of them have founded it. Who's going to be the leader? Who's going to run? How it's going to work? That will all come out in the wash, as they say. I need them to do a manifesto.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back them as long as it aligns with my views. But I understand probably more an independent. At one stage, I was a Labour member, paid Labour member.
How is it?
That wasn't for very long. I think I was paying for maybe 2 years, and then I was like, nah, Labour's for the shit.
Yeah.
So now I will support whatever's gonna fit my whims, really. Even if the Conservatives aligned, I could vote for them. I am that, and that's if I'm gonna vote. I'm that wishy-washy.
Well, look, it's about who's really evidently going to do stuff. Like, it would be hard for me to vote for Conservatives because they'd have to do such an about turn, and they'd have to be running for a bit before I was like, okay, cool, they actually are doing what they're saying. Strike 22 says Corbyn got lucky. The sentiment surrounding Israel changed in the last few years, mostly due to younger generations and the ability to question this occupation, this in quotes occupation. So
I wouldn't say. I think it's because they're starving people. I would say that's probably what's changed it. We're watching a proper occupation with a famine taking place. I don't think people really care about occupations. They care about a famine, though.
Destiny Love says, I don't trust the system anymore. No matter who gets in power, I have no hope for the better. I like Corbyn, but I don't think I have a dog in this fight. Keir sold us out after promising great things. No, just on looks alone, I couldn't vote for Keir. On looks alone, he looked. I said it from before. He looked like a right winger, and I didn't even know I was telling the truth. Like, I just thought, you look like a right winger. He looked like a Tony Blair in disguise. He looked like he was doing the same.
I mean, I think Keir for me just did a few things even before the election where I was like, Labour are totally full of shit. I don't know why anybody is buying what they're selling.
Yeah,
but I understand there wasn't an alternative.
Yeah,
other than you protest with your vote. But I also get that doesn't do much either. But I just couldn't, for love nor money, vote on this Labour government. I was literally like, I knew they were going to sell us down the river.
Yeah.
I didn't even think they were going to sell us down the river as far as they have, like trying to take money from disabled people. But I knew that they were going to do some shit, most definitely.
Crazy. Don't let reform win. Yeah, we know. We can't let reform win.
If reform are going to win, black folks can't actually stop that. But working class white people can.
Yeah.
Black folks, Asians, working class white people can change shit. But then you need working class white people to also not see other immigrants and others as the opposing force. You need them to be like, actually, we have more in common with these people than we do Nigel Farage. And at this moment in time, the way how white supremacy works is they feel more aligned with them, even though there is nothing about Nigel Farage says he is there for the working man. He is literally a top like everybody else. He is the same. He is just selling you every man's stories, but he's literally the same. He will sell you down the river. He will put AI before your jobs every single time. And then you're going to wake up like the Latinos are in America and be like, oh my God, and they came for our people too. And it's like, but weren't you warned? Did you think that you were different because you have a proximity to whiteness because you're paler? No, they see you as other as well. But, maybe, as they say, those who don't hear must feel.
This is the thing. Destiny Love says, I didn't even vote for Keir. I just hear the same rubbish ever since I could vote. That's the thing. It's even hard to have faith because you know that the minute something's good, it gets corrupted. But so far, Jeremy's not been in power for us to really know what it takes for him to stay saying what he's doing and meaning what he's doing.
How long was Jeremy Corbyn the Labour leader for? Did he even manage to get a full year before basically the Labour Party chucked him out. Like,
Yeah.
that was just the wildest time as well. That may have been when I stopped paying, actually. That could have been the end of it.
Jeremy served as the Labour Party leader from September 12, 2015 to April 4, 2020. 4 years and 6 months.
Oh, was it that long? Okay.
He was next leader and then resigned following Labour's defeat in the 2019 general election. So, yeah. So he got vote. Mate. Anyway, so we'll see. We will see. Bit of silly news, because why not? This woman, a woman in Aberdeen, says she's been forced to sleep in her car after discovering over 500 bats roosting in her home. Protected under UK and European law, the bats cannot be touched or moved, leaving her with no choice to wait out their maternity season. Hold on, let me get the video up.
Their occupation of her house. What type of... Wow. Are bats endangered? I didn't know.
I didn't know they were protected. Like, what the hell? Why are they protected? I like bats, but why are they protected species? I don't like that they got big willies, though. That's so weird that they've got willies.
I don't know if all of them have big willies.
Well, I mean, obviously, like... Okay, let's go.
So hundreds of bats in your house?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Thousands, I think. Thousands.
How do you feel about that?
It's awful. It's absolutely awful. I actually moved out. Couldn't believe it. So now, I am back home now, but I check every day. I'm checking everywhere. Behind curtains, before bed, I check behind toasters, I check everywhere, because they're above the spotlights in the kitchen and they've popped them out a few times as well. The noise is horrendous. It's like running water. I've managed to seal it off in the room upstairs, but it sounds like running water, but I think it's all the wings going together, like flapping, because there's probably about 600, I would say, in that one wall. So you can imagine. And they're very vocal, noisy. I'm scared to come in the house. Like, sometimes I actually forgot about this part. I sleep outside in the car because I'm too scared to come in the house. I'm told they're going to leave naturally, so that's fine. I'm happy with that. I think I meant a special letter, and it's going to, basically, once they've checked that the bats are gone, it's basically confirmation that I can seal up all the potential entry points that they were coming in at, so that when they come back next year, they might not be happy, but they won't be able to get in,
So, how calm? She's really calm.
I'm not. That house is gone. Like, that's theirs. It's their house. It's not my house anymore.
She's so calm. She's just talking nonchalantly. Like, okay.
People are asking for bat pics.
What do you mean?
Glenn Helm said, "Bats be packing?" ?
Well, look, bats willies, because I don't know if it was real.
I swear, I feel like I've seen it a few times on different platforms.
Look,
different pictures. I think it's real.
It's so weird. I don't like it, because I actually think bats are cute, and until someone showed me this, it's upset me, because I think bats are cute. I don't want them to be in my house, but look. I don't like looking at it. Look. Like, they got big balls. Look. Apparently, I don't like it. So, giant penis. Look, live lion says. Oh, options. Let's get rid of all of this crap. I hate this. Bats with weird giant penises have sex for up to 12 hours in a way never seen in mammals before. They have big willies. Disgusting.
Oh, yeah, Track 22 said your search history. Oh, it's about to be crazy as hell.
Why is it like this?
It's the picture of that big bat in Australia that was outside of the house. That freaked me out. Yeah, they got a little. Look at his eyes. Is what bats. I don't actually like bats. Bats scare me too much.
I
don't
like
like
bats.
them.
I think they're cute. I like them in Ghana when you hear them.
And when they fly overhead. No.
Yeah,
no.
I think it's so fascinating. I think I used to like.
That's scary. It's scary when you're in the park and I don't know what they were doing, and they all fly off like kind of at dusk.
I like that. They've got a certain time when they fly, like the parakeets. Look, this is another video I found. This homeowner found baby bat.
Блин, тут отсюда, конечно, nice.
Ой, полетели. Ой, офигеть. Держи.
О, сколько их. Офигеть, сколько их.
No.
I would die. I would die if I saw that.
No.
I would die if I saw that. Outside my window, I would die if I saw that. I would.
I can't handle it.
But yeah, so that was a little. I just didn't know they were protected. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as they're gone and I seal it up and my house is going for sale, the next people can deal with it.
But the thing is, they come back once you've sealed it, then they can't come in.
It's actually made me itchy.
Strike 22, shut up. All right, so another story that I found. Jonestown in Guyana has officially allowed tours of the site of the 1978 mass murder-suicide that killed over 900 members of the People's Temple cult led by Jim Jones. A CNN journalist visited the jungle compound, now mostly overtaken by nature, as part of the first guided tour of the area. So more than 900 Americans died in Jonestown in 1978. Guyana has now authorized guide tours of the site. Locals remain divided about turning the site into a tourist attraction. What do you think? Let me read a bit.
Okay. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. So I didn't even.
In the depths of the Guyana jungle, the site of the Jonestown massacre, one of the most notorious mass suicide murders the world has ever seen, now a destination for tourists.
The thing is, Jonestown remains a tragic part of Guyana's history, but it is also an event of global significance. It offers critical lessons about cult psychology, manipulation, and abuse of power.
With the support of the Guyanese government, owner and founder of Wanderlust Adventures, Rosalie Sutran, will bring small tour groups to what was once Jonestown, a commune settled by American Reverend Jim Jones and hundreds of his followers, and also the site of the 1978 Jonestown massacre, in which more than 900 people, including hundreds of children, died after drinking cyanide at the leader's urging. Now, more than 4 decades later, she tells NBC News the guided visit to Jonestown will provide a deeper understanding of the tragedy that unfolded in the South American country, taking travelers from the city of Georgetown to the Port Kaituma airport, where on the day of the massacre, an American congressman and 2 members of an NBC News crew were killed. Former Congresswoman Jackie Spear, at the time a staffer, survived. She spoke to the Today Show in 2018 about the ordeal.
I was lying on the airstrip with my head down, pretending I was dead. And I just kept hearing the shots ring out. And then all of a sudden, the right side of my body was blown up.
Dark tourism, where travelers visit locations associated with death and tragedy, is not a new phenomenon, with tourists from around the world paying to view the Chernobyl nuclear plant in Ukraine, Ground Zero in New York City, and former Nazi concentration camps in Poland.
These sites attract visitors not to dwell on tragedy, but to understand the events, honor those affected, and ensure that such histories are neither repeated nor forgotten.
But some in Guyana are skeptical of the tour that will take visitors to the morbid site that became known to the world over decades ago.
It clearly appeared as if there was a lot of illegal activity going on there, human rights violations, food, sleep deprivation, forced imprisonment, and the images were pretty gory, reprehensible. Like I said, people would prefer not to remember it.
And the tour operator tells us they already have the first group of visitors scheduled to go in January. They will be paying a price tag of $650 for what will be an overnight experience.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about.
What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? I was just thinking, I guess maybe the rep talking about the various different sites that you can go to in the world already. It made me think like, okay.
Because when he's added in Ground Zero, I went to New York and I saw Ground Zero.
Yeah.
But it's not, and let me not be self-righteous, because if there was any left ruin, because they've got rid of it obviously because it was such a devastating space, they've now got the memorial. That's the memorial of the people lost, but it's not Ground Zero as it was when it first happened.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like Grenfell. Those of us, because Grenfell's not far from me, and going to Westfield is my local. There's not far till you can see the building, but now, because I remember when the tube used to go past it, because the tube goes past it. If I'm going to West London, if I'm going to Ladbroke Grove, you'd see it. And I remember when it was still just the burnt shell, I used to, no word of a lie, I'd always have tears in my eyes because it was so horrible. We were there, and do you know what I mean? But now they put a sheath over it, a cover over it, and so now that's how that is. And I'm sure people go down there to look at it. So I guess, is it because it's less palatable, or going for an overnight excursion there and making money? That seems weird because you don't pay to go and see the Ground Zero Memorial. It's just a waterfall of names. It's very beautiful, very serene, and it's eerie, but it's there, and it's unavoidable as well, kind of. I don't know.
I feel like the tourism of it all, like, you know, you're going to be taking a tour through the compounds, the house, like it just feels like, no, that's really exploitative, and the people that were in the cult were exploited already. It doesn't sit right for this particular thing, but maybe this whole, you know, cults and the mass killings. I don't know. I don't know if that should be something that people are even. I don't feel like it should be a part of tourism.
No, and I think
maybe it needs more time, like 100. Like, I feel like it needs a bit more time to it. I think.
And I think it needs. Okay, what she said was like, you'll learn about the psychology of cults. No, you won't. No, because you're just gonna get. You won't. That's like I know we have, but then again, also we have people who watch true crime and say, well, my mum says she watches it because it's good to know the mindset of these people. But if someone's coming for you, I don't know how you avoid, maybe stranger danger. That's as far as it goes. But if someone wants to psychologically kill you, I don't know, maybe these shows help. So maybe going to the site.
No, I think the shows help in a way. But I don't know if going to the place that Jim Jones built and people built is then you're going to be like, I get how they were a part of a... No,
you're not going to learn that.
You can hear about it. Did somebody say it cost $600?
It was $650. That's what she said. She said it was $650 to go there and spend the night. And then going to Chernobyl, isn't there still? I'd be scared. Isn't there still not like strains of what do you call it? What's
a little bit? Yes. There is still radiation. There is still radiation there, but that it has turned into a tourist destination for some people. They will go and hang about in Chernobyl. And there's another site as well where there was a radiation explosion, and so everything is left. The cars are there, the houses, like people left. It's outside of Russia, another place. People had to run from it, and so like people are now going into the houses because obviously the houses are ransacked, and as people had to leave, and that's turned into a bit of a tourist kind of extreme tourism thing to go to this place that has remnants of radiation. I don't know why people are play with their lives like that. I have no idea.
Okay, so I've just found, I just Googled dark tourism. What is dark tourism? The rise of dark tourism, 10 captivating dark tourism sites. Let's have a look and
There
see
we go. I'm sure one of them is going to be the radiation places.
Let's have a look. Let's go for this one. Travel Nomad. Let's try this.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Tourism is a fun thing and can draw many people towards it, but the people with a passion for dark tourism are born different. Though it can be a little upsetting for some individuals when they visit a place related to a historic tragedy, dark tourism is still one of the activities that has so much to offer to people who are enthusiastic about exploring. And if you're one of them, this video is for you. As in this video today, we are going to look into everything related to dark tourism, what it is, how it's done, and what places in the world are related.
This is this AI
We got
shit.
it all covered.
Yeah.
So without any further delay, let's get into it. One of the most unique tourism trends in recent years might have to be the fascination with dark tourism. There has always been an interest in places that may have a historical connection to sad events. However, while there are various reasons why people wish to visit such sites, dark tourism is not necessarily a bad thing. You may argue that exploring these dark tourist
Oh
places
my God,
helps
is he going to
preserve
get to the point?
past.
I can't. Let's see. Rise of dark tourism. Don't come here. Vacation to the deadly past. Let's just double check. Are you a dark tourist? The industry explained. Dark tourism. Dark tourist. You should never visit.
Well, you had that thing where you wanted to go through the hoods and take a
That's
tour.
what I was going to say. Okay, this is a next. Let's see what this says.
Who it is. President Trump campaigned to build a wall, so I'm surprised that there's already one here. Until now, this has been a restricted area, but the government says it's now okay for residents.
Totally.
I've decided to get out of Ashgabat and its tight security to see if things are more relaxed outside the city walls.
Okay. This one's you get the gist of people wanting to go to weird places.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's
Man.
actually crazy to go to somewhere that has had a nuclear explosion and be around radiation.
Welcome to Mojo Travels.
I don't understand.
I'm just going to play this while we're talking. But as you said, I do want to go to. I do want to go to a plantation, and I do want to not hoods, but growing up listening to hip hop, I had a picture in my mind of going to Compton or going to Brooklyn and being in the hood because that's what I saw. But I don't know if that was a fit. Is that travel porn? Is it tourism porn? I don't know. Going to Alcatraz, going to a prison, like an infamous prison. I have a fascination with prisons, so I'm probably part of the problem too. But would I pay 100 or 600? Maybe, I don't know. Going to Alcatraz and looking at jail cells. I don't know.
I feel like maybe I could do a prison tour. Maybe
I go to Wormwood Scrubs for the weekend
to just go around and see. I could probably do a prison tour. I think I could go on one of those. I'm just not going to go somewhere where I could get sick. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Stupid.
I feel like that is, or into a war-torn or reenactment of being kidnapped. Like nothing could like that. It screams holiday for me. Like that.
But I suppose
just doesn't make any sense.
What about going to Robben Island to see where Nelson Mandela was held?
I don't think I'm going anywhere where I've got like it's an island, so you got to travel on a boat and it's like haunted and shit. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not doing any of those types of scary things. No. Yeah, there was a black woman on that Jeffrey Dahmer tour. I saw her. She was there.
And black, right, he had a penchant for blacks, didn't he? So maybe it's like, yeah, going to Chernobyl was crazy. Going to wherever that was, where them people on the bus were, is crazy. Going to a plantation, not crazy to me. Going to prison, not crazy to me. So I guess we all have our poison. Going to a massacre site where a cult leader killed 600 people, because I'm thinking about the spirit, so it's personal. It's not like I don't. Oh, yeah, it's personal. I'm scared of the spirits.
I wouldn't do it. And you see that thing of what was it? It was over 900 people died in that one place. I truly do believe there would be a lot of energy in that space from those people. Like, not everybody is going to be able to suffer that type of a death and make it to wherever they are supposed to go soul wise. There are going to be some that are locked into that space, and I don't need to be there for them to then attach themselves to me. Like,
but
I may not even go to ground zero. Actually, I don't know if those types of mass departures. I don't know. I'd need to be really grounded in myself to not feel like I'm going to pick something up. And that's the same with going past Grenfell as well. It just hurts. It hurted my heart each time seeing it. Even with the covering, there's always still people truly lost their lives there. Like,
and it was such close proximity.
I wouldn't go there. Like, this place just looks crazy.
Oh dear, playback's over. Okay, well, yeah, it is weird. Let's see the comments. Same, visit plantations. The thing, I do have a historical affinity to it. I do, and I do want to see it. I do. I've been to the castle, Elmina Castle, and I do want to go to a plantation. I do. I can't.
I actually do also. Like, when we were in New Orleans, I wish we had got it together to go on that plantation tour. I would have liked to have done that. And I learned a lot and felt a lot going to the castles. We did both Elmina and Cape Coast in we did it in a day or over 2 days. But just to see the differences between the two castles as well, that was fascinating. And then it's like my sister did a whole documentary on the forts as well. That was all along West Africa. And it's like all of that is really interesting, just how it all worked out and what they were doing. It just makes you feel more like this was a real big industry. And when people try and throw it like the Africans sold the Africans, and then you see the buildings that were created to create this trade, you know how redundant that thought is. Like, it's just like, listen, this weren't even something that people had experienced and didn't know what was going on. High walls, caves, like, it's like you didn't even know what was going on, that people were being taken, and what happened to them in the journey of you selling off your war criminals. You wouldn't even be able to imagine what was taking place in America and the Caribbean. Who would have that imagination that this is what is going on when you didn't have that blueprint in Africa? You wouldn't know. So it's interesting to see what took place.
Yeah, I think so. Strike 22 says a video of people sailing past Epstein Island. Some of the people start getting sick of throwing up. These places have dark energies. Alexander O says look up the killing fields of Cambodia. And yes, Logan Paul did go to share to that suicide garden in Japan, coming to disturb people's stuff.
Yeah, crazy.
But I get we do have a fascination with what we don't know. It's the unknown. And so there's and also there is, because people, I can't watch true crime. I just can't, because I just don't. Crime Watch used to scare at me. Like,
oh really?
Because
I do love a crime story. I love when it's well read. Oh my god, I love that. I love it. So did you never get into Serial? Was it called Serial?
No.
You know, like one of the first podcasts that got everybody into podcasts.
No.
Guys, was it called Serial? If I just made it up.
Excuse me, but I didn't know about it, so I don't know if I would have if I got caught up at the time. But I don't mind. Yes, right. I've seen Antebellum. I don't know if it was a thing I would have watched it, but I just don't. I don't need to know if it's like series, like a fictional series. I can do that, but it's real. Crime Watch, I'm like, I was always scared I'm going to see a photo of it of someone I see down the road. Then what do? I'm going to have to report it and I'll be scared. So I always, as a child...
Would you report it?
No, I was like, what am I supposed to do? Because I'm supposed to... And then I'm like, you got to call Crime Watch, but I've seen the person. I didn't want to ever know who's in my area. So I didn't want to watch it. Because I'm like, yeah, in Tooting, there's a man who's walking around dragging kids out of there. I was absolutely not.
Oh my God, I love Crime Watch. That I would try and seek to stay up late to watch that shit. Always, I loved it.
All right. Okay, so Florida. Okay, let's No, we can save that. Let's this is another story that I thought was a bit wild. A Florida mother of 2 was jailed for 7 days without bond after her homeowners association disputed brown grass and minor property issues, and it turned into a court battle. Ireina Green was arrested after missing a hearing she says she was never told about. It's just those housing association violations. I don't know if we have that in the UK in the same way. I don't know if you can get jailed for having brown grass. Do you know of that? I don't know.
No, what would no, I don't know. Trying to think what a similar yes, that's exactly it. Oh, so it was called Serial. Yeah, Adnan.
Was it Serial? Oh, I think I would have. I didn't hear about it, but I probably would have. No, thank you. I want to hear it in my ears about murder.
All right, let's see if I can find
ways and how they use their power, but we've never seen anything quite like this.
Yeah, so the woman in the smug shot right here wanted us to tell you her story, and she wanted us to show you her mugshot. She was arrested and spent a week in jail for what started out as an HOA complaint over her lawn.
I feel humiliated about the whole thing, you know, like I got my head down because this is so embarrassing.
Well, tonight, investigative reporter Adam Walser there revealing how she wound up behind bars and caught up with the HOA's attorney to ask about his involvement.
This is what they were showing in court, like pictures of the brown grass.
Yep.
The grass isn't always green in Ireina Green's yard, thanks to a big tree that you can see in this drone video, and a drought that led the county to impose watering restrictions last year didn't help.
Looks like you got some pieces of sod here.
Green says her yard is far from the worst in Riverview's Creekview subdivision.
If you drive around my neighborhood, you'll see there's plenty of yards that are not up to par.
So far, she's the only homeowner to actually go to jail for failing to keep her yard up to her HOA standards. It all started with notices from the HOA's management company.
And it went from the grass being brown to, you know, there's a dent in my garage.
Dents too small to see from the road.
That was a part of my court case.
Green was also cited for having a dirty mailbox covered in mildew due to shade and moisture from that same tree.
I would assume you could probably clean that whole mailbox in a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
And for having a cargo van similar to other ones we observed in the neighborhood. The HOA filed a lawsuit against Green in Hillsborough County Court, demanding she correct the violations. She represented herself, preparing handwritten explanations that the HOA and judge rejected. Green appeared at a hearing last July in which the judge gave her an ultimatum.
My grass had to be brung up to par. He said, you can get seeds, you can do something, but you got 30 days to get it corrected. I said, fine. You know, and he said, and if it's not done in 30 days, you're going to go to jail.
Irene says she spent the next month correcting the violations.
I sold my van to comply. My mailbox was clean. I bought seeds and watered my grass.
But she missed her next court date.
I was supposed to receive documentation. Nothing was sent to my home. And I reached out to the courthouse several times to try to find out when was my court date.
The judge signed an order holding Green in contempt of court and issued a warrant for her arrest at the HOA attorney's request.
It is pretty extreme. It certainly is, yeah.
We asked Stetson Law professor Paul Boudreau what he makes of this case.
But I think it's pretty rare in a civil case for someone to have a contempt order.
Green was pulled over by a sheriff's deputy in late May after picking up her 15-year-old daughter from cheerleading practice.
When I got out, he said, Ms. Green, do you know that you have a warrant for your arrest?
She was taken to the Orient Road jail.
If they got you handcuffed behind your back?
Yes, I'm treated like a criminal.
At the jail, she got more bad news.
There was no bond, so I couldn't even go home to my family. I sat in there for 7 days. 7 days in the jailhouse, you know, like a criminal.
To be incarcerated without bond is certainly an extreme measure and is pretty rare.
Now, there's a mugshot of you right now.
Yep.
How did that make you feel, just to be put in those orange clothes?
It makes me feel horrible. Like I work hard, you know, I work hard to buy this home, you know, for me and my kids in a better neighborhood and environment, and to be taken to jail and to be treated like that for brown grass at my own home, you know, like it's horrible.
David Lair is a Palm Beach attorney who represents homeowners in cases against HOAs. His law partner wrote the best-selling book, Bad HOA.
You have an HOA who was quick to go after her and to use the full force that they are entitled to.
Have you ever heard of it getting to this point where someone actually goes to jail?
I have not seen that. To be clear, the association does not have the power to put you in jail. Certain other events intervened. Certainly, the judge had the right to do it. I think perhaps there could be more lenient remedies.
Green's sister-in-law, who is a paralegal, filed a petition 6 days after she was incarcerated, requesting an emergency hearing.
And I went to court, and I had to be shackled from my hands to my feet.
And you're there in civil county court, right?
Yeah.
You're the only one wearing orange, right?
Yeah, the only one.
Green's relatives sent pictures of the yard and other evidence to the judge, a different one than the judge who issued the arrest warrant. Green says an attorney for the HOA opposed her release.
He says, well, it hasn't been resodded. The whole yard needs to be resodded. And she's like, not from those pictures that I see. She's like, no, I want her released immediately.
So you were going to sit in jail while they resodded your yard?
He wanted me to continue to sit in jail and not come home to my family.
Green was released on the judge's order.
I'm Adam. I'm with ABC Action News.
We caught up with Creekview HOA attorney Francis Frischia, the one who asked for the arrest warrant outside his office.
Do you think that was kind of harsh to have her spend 7 days, I believe, in jail?
I have no comment, but I'll email you on that.
He emailed us a statement saying in part, quote, Ms. Green received notices of violations. She disregarded them. Ms. Green failed to show up in court on August 19th. Her failure to abide by the court's instruction led to the arrest warrant being issued. We called and left a business card at the Creekview HOA president's home, and we called and emailed the HOA's property management company, which issued the violations. We didn't hear back from either. Legal experts say there are lessons to be learned.
Sometimes they act in a petty manner, but if they decide that you need to do something, you need to follow the rules. And when a judge tells you to do something, you have to do it.
I think that they have way too much power. I mean, I never heard of anything like this in my life.
My team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Matt McGlashan taking action for you.
Why? Americans in the chat. Talk to me.
I need you guys to come forward. But this is
please
wild. So
I really want to know
I've bought a whole house in a neighborhood. I get it. Some neighborhoods have rules your house has to fit in with the neighborhood. I get all of that. You give me 30 days to rectify it. I am working towards rectifying all of these things. In what way is jail a remedy for this? I don't understand how you get to jail for brown grass or dents in a garage or my mailbox isn't clean. Fines? Yes, I can understand. I can understand fines. I could even understand it being like, look, you are absolutely in contempt of this association and somehow we may want you to move. I could even get it going that far, but to be in jail is the craziest thing ever. And even the blatant racism of it all, it's still like, how do we get to jail being even legal for brown grass?
I don't want to violate anything. So I'm just trying to look for who. It's got people's numbers on it, so let me take it off the screen. I don't want to be accused of anything. But I wanted to know who the president of the Creek, because it sounds like people don't want that black family living there.
Basically, we're going to harass her.
But
I understand that.
Brown grass and a dented. What's it got to? I understand if she had all the rubbish, even that's not jailable. It's get in trouble and get fined and get sorted out, but not going to jail when people are killing and doing all the stuffs. And a van the van that she had to sell. She sold her van, but then other places have the same van. I don't understand.
Well, it's my house. If I need to have a Winnebago on my drive, I can have a Winnebago. Like, it's my house. You can't tell me what now sits on my drive. Like, what type of
the mildew? The tree is giving natural juices on top of the mailbox that she's probably not allowed to move because of violation code 424 of the Legislation Housing Associations thingy. It's mildew from the fucking tree, then you're in trouble. A dent that's not visible from the road.
No,
7 days in jail wearing an orange jumpsuit and you got a mugshot.
Shackles
for brown grass. And the man said, no, let her stay in there. When asked, no, let her rot. And the judge is like, don't. Lucky the judge was like, don't be stupid.
You know what? Imagine if it was the same judge that jailed her.
Right.
She could all now still be in prison. She could all now still be in jail. Wow. That is, mate, that is crazy. That is crazy. And people are still fighting to stay. That is really, really wild.
That part. Anyway, guys, I thought that's what I didn't even
really.
That's what I'm saying, because I think, do we have that? I'm sure maybe in some neighborhood in the UK, maybe we have something similar. Maybe it's not to that extent. I don't know. I don't, because I don't.
No, you can't go. You can't go to prison. You can get fined though. In some gated communities, there is definitely a standard of representation that all the houses have to have. But you get fined when you're like, if your bin is put out a day early, you can get fines, and especially like front lawns. So your back garden still has to be kept up to a standard. If your neighbors complain that they're seeing shit, you can get fined. It's just fines. It has no imprint legally. Like you can't, even hoarders in this country, when they're doing proper rubbish and you can see it
everywhere.
They still, it's not criminal. You can get an ASBO for it. You can definitely get like a ban in a sense.
Like
but
that,
you can get an antisocial mark on you. But you can't, you're not going to prison because brown. Especially,
I think the worst
if they did that in this country, there'd be bare people being locked up.
Yeah, the bear. I wonder if because I think you can get eventually get rehoused or like kicked out of your Sutton, I guess, if you, because I think as you said, antisocial behavior, and if that turns into absolute dirt everywhere, I wonder. I think you can.
They are usually extreme cases of hoarding, or like foul. We had one woman around here. She didn't even get kicked out properly, but her sons would get bikes, and I feel like they were stealing them. Maybe they were getting them off of Facebook or whatever, but there was loads of bikes in their garden. Yeah, that's a hazard though. She ain't going. No, I can't see how you would end up in jail. Like, your house should be crazy to be like jail time.
Yeah, 100%. How jail time? Racism, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's something to consider when you're talking about moving for the betterment of your kids. And I understand, and the betterment of your family, and obviously being in somewhere, forget whatever you determine the hood to be, working class area, impoverished area, getting yourself out of that to go to somewhere that's calm, clean, looked after, so your kids can come home without feeling whatever threat that you think that they face growing up. But then you then faced by this racism or classism, because it could range from classism to racism to sexism, who knows? But we know it's probably racism and classism, that you're not good enough to be in this area. So you're showing your kids a different type of life. So you're getting them out of somewhere, maybe that danger, but this is psychological danger. And also people could do nasty things as well. Those HOAs like just get a little bit too, like, now they're turning into bloody Jim Jones version, like poisoning your animals and stuff like that.
Exactly. Or producing Stepford wives. Is generally, when I think of housing associations in America, I feel like they're constructed spaces. Like Trump has loads of them as a part of his Trump empire, where he is constructing mini towns and only these people can buy houses there. They always scare me. I always feel like Stepford wives. Watching that when I was a kid has always made me very scared of brown lawns, white fences, big houses. and they all look the same. That scares me. I feel like they will start manufacturing their women after a while. Like it's
after a while.
And I definitely wouldn't want to be the only black family there either. That would scare the hell out of me.
I'm not interested in being the only black on the block. I don't like that in itself. I need the multiculturalness of it all. I need to have some blacks around me. Jordan's commenting from America. They're saying, sorry, I always forget, Jordan is a guy or a girl? Sorry. The jail was for contempt. The jail was for contempt of court, what we call failure to appear, though the HOA lawyer objected to freeing her after she was jailed. Goes on to say HOA can tell you what type of grass, fencing, if allowed, visible clutter is a violation. You even have to get paint color approved and home improvement as well. Yeah, I've heard about all the extraness of HOAs and how intrusive they can be. And KW said, after what happened to Ahmaud Arbery, remember the guy that was killed just for being in the neighborhood, and they are trying to do things differently. But this doesn't seem like it's working, because how can this one be jailed? Hi, hello, Fire from the Sun, welcome. So yeah, all of that. So I get, yes, she went to jail for contempt of court because she missed her court date. But even still, the fact that this even had the potential that this could happen, it shouldn't even have been there in the first place. She should not have been in contempt of court. Why has a brown lawn got to the courts? Come on, that's wild. That's out of order.
But also, she saying she didn't actually get any court documents. I believe her, because her mailbox is right in the front there. Who is to say that flipping Kevin, the guy on the committee, didn't just take it so that she was going to be contempt? It just feels like a setup.
Exactly.
Like a setup.
This sounds like Wisteria Lane. All the stuff happens in this place.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. This is one that I did not know was going on in the world. Did you know that Gary Coleman's ex-wife has failed a lie detector on questions about his fall? So Shannon Price, the ex-wife of late actor Gary Coleman, has taken a lie detector test on A&E's new show, Lie Detector, Truth or Deception. The test revisited long-standing public suspicion over Coleman's 2010 death. Price failed one key question related to whether she caused the actor's fatal fall. I haven't looked into this. I didn't know that there was suspicion about his passing. And I didn't know anything about Gary Coleman, his life outside of Different Strokes. So here we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's lots of stuff going on in this world. That's why we got to clear the dog, because I need to get these and get them out. Lots of mad stories that I found. Oh, gosh, I've lost my screen. Sorry, hold on a second. Oops, there we go.
KW says, I always knew she killed that poor man.
See?
Really?
I never knew. I never heard. I didn't even know. Sorry, I've lost all my screens. Here we go. Let's play.
Detector, Truth or Deception premieres Thursday, July.
I mean,
whoa!
I did not know this. Like,
wow! I had no idea this was a thing. Her body is obviously turning against her. Like early times, she looked quite vibrant, fresh.
I never even knew. I never even knew. I don't think I even knew he was married. I don't even think I knew. I didn't know any of this. Oh, here, look, she calls 911. Let's go.
911, let's see, just your emergency.
A call for help in the small town of Santaquin, here at the home of child TV star Gary Coleman. The caller, Gary's wife, Shannon Price.
I had my husband go make me some food downstairs. He just got home. I heard this big bang. I went downstairs, blood everywhere. I don't know if he's okay.
The time, 12:50 in the afternoon, a week ago Wednesday.
His head is bloody. There's blood all over the floor. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I just heard this bang and I went down there and he's on the floor. Send someone quick, because I don't even know if he's like going to be alive, because there's a lot of blood on the floor.
Then something odd happens.
Gary, are you okay?
Shannon says she can't help her dying husband because of an aversion to blood.
Can you go to where he is and help him? He's lethargic. I can't really help him. I just can't be here with the blood. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't. And there's like blood all over and I can't do anything. Where is he at now? On the floor in the kitchen. I've just been kind of sick, and I don't want to be traumatized right now. Is he conscious? I don't know. No, he was like bubbling at the mouth. I'm gagging. I got blood on myself. I can't deal.
Gary then gets up.
Can you tell him to try and put pressure on the back of his head? No, we can't. It's like all bloody, and I'm not trying to do. He's not with it. I just don't want him to die. I'm freaking out like really bad. Don't move. Stay there, okay? You had to put this on your head. Whoa. Keep pressure on this, okay? Hold this. Whoa. He's bloody, like all freaking over.
I didn't know.
No, I don't believe her for a second. She did that. She did that. She did that. She did shit to him. She did it. She absolutely did it. You can clearly hear him. He was talking. She did something to him. No, KW says a few months before he died, he was found in a pool of blood after an argument with his wife because he would not make her food. She did it. She did that shit. Definitely.
What? I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have the words. I don't have the words. I didn't know anything about that. I didn't even know about his missus.
No. Not at all. I do remember when he passed, but I don't remember any news after that at all.
Me neither. And obviously us being okay. So Destiny Love says he was spiraling for some time before he was allegedly taken out by her. The call is very suspect, KW. She's, yeah. How can you say I don't? Because it's either you're traumatized, so you can't move, and she didn't sound shocked. Who am I? But she didn't sound shocked. She didn't sound dazed or confused. She just sounded like ill.
Yeah.
And then you sound angry. Sit down. And he's saying, "What's going?" That was chilling. What's going on? That's chill. That was chilling. That wasn't nice to hear. Because I actually thought, because she said, "I think he's dead," but before she even knew, then she said he's bubbling. Then she said he's moving. Then he's talking.
Yes. The escalation of it all, it doesn't make sense to he's on the floor in a pool of blood. Well, can you stop the blood from wherever the wound is? No, I have an aversion to blood. I've already got a bit of blood on me and I'm traumatized now. To, oh, he's foaming at the mouth. Oh, he's standing up. Even if you witnessed all of that, just imagine your spouse is on the floor. They've had a fall. You've come into blood. Even if you do have a fear, you would be even more scared at the rising of the person. Like, surely there would be shock in your voice. Like, oh my God, he's actually got up. Like, there would be some narration that isn't a flat kind of, yeah, sit down. Just sit down. Where's the care?
Why are you shouting? Where's the care? Why are you shouting at him? Because I know panic. We're like, just sit down. Oh my God. But it's that panic. Like, don't move. Oh my God. And you're being told what to do. There's loads about it. Again, there's always that window of in a trauma setting, you don't know how you're going to act if you haven't experienced it. I will give that. But I don't believe I could just be like, sit down and angry. I'll be panicked. I'll be like, I don't know what to do. I'll be pissed off. She sounded pissed off. Like, oh shit, he's not dead.
Yes, that is precisely how he sounded. And in that time, from him being like, what's wrong? What's going on? Lord knows what she did is really the thing. Lord knows what she did. No, and you failed the lie detector test. Like, she probably thought that she could be strung out and get through it. She definitely did look like she was on something. Like the way she was leaning her head and everything. She looked like she was on something.
But then what happens now? What happens next then? Because she failed the lie detector. Is it like it's one of those cases where you can't reopen? What happens?
It needs to be investigated. She needs to go to prison. If you're putting people in flipping jail for brown grass, can we not just lock her up?
Yeah, just by.
Surely you can find something. Surely.
All right, so we cleared that side. Now we're just going to get into some talkative points. So thinking is apparently becoming a luxury good. So I'm trying to... A guest essay by British journalist Mary Harrington warns that long-form reading and deep thinking may be becoming privileges of the wealthy. She argues that smartphones and short-form digital content are eroding concentration, reasoning ability, and literacy, creating a widening gap between those with the resources to protect their cognitive health and those without. How do you feel about that, AI girl?
Let's see. Let me see. I've
No
heard a
video,
lot.
this is just some slides. So there, and there's a few things about this that I've got jotted down. So all part of a long conversation. Platforms such as TikTok and YouTube Shorts offer a bottomless supply of enthralling short form videos. These combine with visual memes, fake news, real news, clickbait, sometimes hostile misinformation, and increasingly a torrent of AI-generated slop. AI slop content is a new buzzword, by the way. The result is a media environment that seems like the cognitive equivalent of the junk food aisle and is every bit as difficult to resist as those colorful, unhealthy packages. Bluntly, making healthy cognitive choices is hard. In a culture saturated with more accessible and engrossing forms of entertainment, long-form literacy may soon become the domain of elite subcultures. What do you think?
It's a very bleak outlook, but I understand we could get that way. And there is another world where people actually start to really appreciate reading and moving outside of technology, because it becomes so abundant and full of you're literally like, actually, I want to just re-immerse myself in a book. I want to actually sit there and have a real critical meaning discussion. Like the art of debate may come back again. Who knows? It may go full circle. I just feel like the bleakness is always, anything new comes an air of this will be the end of us, and it never is. We kind of pivot around it and other things are created. So I don't see it as that bleak, but it could be.
But the thing for me, but there is an actual physical evidence of this dumbing down. They are feeding it into us that we are short attention span and everyone's bought into it. So I think I don't know if it's different from, like, say, the Industrial Revolution, when everyone was like, oh my God, the machines will take over, because essentially there was that shift. And then, but I don't know about the actual dumbing down of humans, where we're no longer thinking for ourselves and relying on devices and ChatGPT and things like that to think and speak for us, where my writing, just cognitively, my handwriting is terrible. I can't even hold a pen anymore, because if to write for long lengths of time, my writing has never been great, and it's very scratchy. But now it's like I just can't even hold. And another person was like, my writing's out the window because we're just always typing. And maybe that's okay, but what if the world shuts down and no one knows how to write or can't hold a pen? What does that mean? And it's not like it's too far from actually happening, because when there's a power cut and everything's off, we are so disconnected. So that's a part where I think is a little bit different from other potential big bang things, because there's an actual real world evidence of this. And this is this article from The Atlantic says what kids told us about how to get them off their phones. So this digital technology is giving kids access to virtual worlds where they're allowed to roam more freely than in the real one. 75% of kids of age is 9 to 12 regularly play the online game Roblox, where they interact with friends and even strangers. But most of the children in this particular survey said they weren't allowed out in public at all without an adult. Fewer than half of the 8 and 9-year-olds had gone down a grocery store aisle alone. More than a quarter aren't allowed to play unsupervised, even in their front yard. Yet these are exactly the kind of freedoms that kids told us they long for. We asked them to pick their favorite way to spend time with friends, unstructured play such as shooting hoops and exploring their neighborhood, participating in activities organized by adults such as playing Little League, is obviously American survey, and doing ballet or socializing online. There was a clear winner. Free play, 45%, organized activity, in person, 30%, 25% said online activity. Children want to meet up in person, no screens or supervision, but because so many parents restrict their ability to socialize in the real world on their own, kids resort to the one thing that allows them to hang out with no adults, hovering their phones. So we asked parents we did a survey. Since the 1980s, parents have grown more and more afraid that unsupervised time will expose their kids to physical or emotional harm. In another recent poll, we asked parents what they thought would happen if 2 10-year-olds played in a local park without adults around. 60% thought the children would likely get injured. Half thought they would likely get abducted. These intuitions don't even begin to resemble reality, according to Warwick Haynes, the author of How to Live Agency. Kidnapping in the United States is so rare that a child would have to be outside unsupervised for an average 750,000 years before being snatched by a stranger. Parents know their neighborhoods best, of course, but the tendency to overestimate risk comes with its own danger. Without a real world freedom, children don't get the chance to develop confidence, and ability to solve everyday problems. Independent and unsupervised play are associated with positive mental health outcomes. All of that stuff. Kids have been strapped into the back of their seat of their lives, so all of that stuff. There's more anxiety. Go outside is replaced with go online. So yeah, how do we solve that? And that's tied in with some of this stuff.
I think they're like two separate things, because that's the doom and gloom of like AI. I also understand it, but actually what that slide going through is parenting. And I think lots of parents now, if you're being honest, will take away they're just outside with here you go, an iPad, and you flip and see it all the time in the supermarkets, is a kid being handed a phone to keep them quiet.
Yes.
Now you have that going on at the same time as various different technological revolutions. But I do find with a lot of young people I'm around, in the same way for my generation, alcohol and partying was like synonymous with getting older.
Yeah.
They have seen that and they actually reject a lot of that as well. And I feel like there is going to be a similar through line. There's going to be a generation that are the guinea pigs, a bit like our generation are the guinea pigs for the technology. And then you're going to have some people where it's just standard for them. This is just life. And they're like, actually, I want to do other things. And they're not going to be on social media and they are not going to be scrollers, because it's just going to be, I know how to do that. And they probably are they want to be outside. Kids do. What would be best place for a society that we all want is accessible, clean grass spaces where kids can play and you can feel like they are going to be safe.
Yeah,
that's all we really need. But the fear mongering, definitely, that a lot of people have, that your child is going to be kidnapped, or if you're in London that they're going to be stabbed by another boy, all of those types of things stops freedoms.
Yeah.
But we have to get over that, because it is that the data doesn't it scares all of us. It terrifies all of us when you hear somebody has been killed.
Yeah.
It terrifies all of us that could have been my child. But also when you think of all of the things that took place every year that we don't hear about, I think those big things, when a child is killed, it sits like it could be mine, and so they can't go out. So but AI is separate to that, really.
So back to the AI conversation. This guy, former Google executive Mo Gaudat, predicts the next 15 years could feel like a short-term dystopia, not because of AI itself, but due to the human values shaping its use. He warns that rapid technological acceleration will fuel rising inequality, loneliness, and loss of freedom, driven more by financial interest than by machines.
Years, we are going to hit a short-term dystopia. There's no escaping that.
What is the definition of the word dystopia?
In my mind, these are adverse circumstances that unfortunately might escalate beyond our control. The way we define freedom, accountability, human connection and equality, economics, reality, innovation and business, and power are going to be completely changed. Not determined by AI, by the way. It's determined by the morality of humanity in the age of the rise of AI. As bad actors use AI, in the short term, we're going to have to go over that hump. Eventually now, I'm more and more convinced of the long-term utopia. But that's the first change. We will have to prepare for a world that is very unfamiliar.
Do you forecast the length of that dystopia?
I count it exactly as 12 to 15 years. The beginning of the slope will happen in 2027. We will see escalating signs next year, and then a clear slip in 27.
Why?
You really have to think deeply about not the symptoms, but the reasons why we are living the world that we live in today is money. the next 12 to 15 years, we are going to hit a short-term dystopia. There's no escaping that.
What is the definition of the word dystopia?
In my mind, these are...
It's a really good conversation for anybody that hasn't watched it. Mo Gadat, whenever he's on Stephen Bartlett's show, is brilliant. Not always brilliant everywhere you see him talking, but I don't know, something with him and Stephen. And it's really interesting, like that point that he was making about 2027 being the beginning of it, and it going through the 30s to the early 40s, backs up what we've discussed here before when I said about the every 100-year cycle of basically a depression. And it usually does start from the late 20s and goes through the 30s to the 40s. Last century, we had the same. And it's probably going to happen in the same way I keep on saying there has to be a universal wage system. There has to be. If there isn't, we are going to have millions in poverty, abject poverty, because the jobs aren't going to be there. So governments, they know this is happening. You know this is coming along. Work that would be done, call centers, manual labor, data entry, like there are going to be robots that will do labor. You're not going to need to do data entry because an AI agent is going to be able to do that. You're not going to need call center staff because AI can talk to AI and they will sort it out for us. You may not even need supermarkets because your fridge will be able to say, you eat this all of the time and I'm going to restock it. But just not going to, there's going to be so much that a worker isn't needed for. So then what do? If you want an economy and people want to be making money, you have to give us money to spend so that we can do what we want to do and life would be different. Sitting in a room with a whole load of people that are retired, they're very rich, and them talking about their lives. I'm there with my sister like, that's what life should be. These guys wake up and they're like, I want enjoyment. I'm going on a cruise. They're going exploring. It's like, why should that not be everybody? Why should you have to work flipping 50 odd years, sometimes 60 for some people, and then you're able to have enough money to enjoy the last flipping 15 years on this earth?
Yeah, it's weird.
How is that what God wanted? It's like, this doesn't even make any sense.
As he said, it's human behind the machine that's programming these machines, because everything is programmed by a human at first until the AIs get autonomy, which they're going to rapidly develop as well. Yeah. I believe it will happen. So it's lack of human values. This is what's doing it. That's why it's motivated by money. It's not seeing the humanity in the results. Sam Altman, the OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, has admitted his surprise at how much users trust ChatGPT, warning that the AI frequently hallucinates and should not be relied on so blindly.
People have a very high degree of trust in ChatGPT, which is interesting because, like, AI hallucinates. It should be the tech that you don't trust that much.
My friends hallucinate too, so I trust them.
People really do. People have a very high degree of trust in ChatGPT, which is interesting because, like, AI hallucinates. It should be the tech that you don't trust that much.
There's the guy, his name escapes me now, that was a part of the founding team of OpenAI, who is now doing the rounds talking about not that AI needs to be shut down, but also like governments need to have fail safes. Like you can't just have this running, like just like, you know, it's all open. And also America are even trying to pass a bill where you're not going to be able to restrict AI for a certain amount of years. It's like, he's like that, and he is American. He's like, this is the worst thing you could do because it's the rate of intelligence. I think they gave it like 5 years. 5 years of AI running as it is going to be like 1,000 times more smarter than any human. So that's just in 5 years. Now we don't know what 1,000 times more smarter than the smartest human even is in brain power terms. Like AI could be like, you guys are literally like ants. You serve no purpose here.
The thing is, we've got enough.
Actually detrimental.
We've got enough evidence in our sci-fi storytelling that tells us what will happen when AI gets its own mind. I keep saying iRobot. I don't need to have any other manual than iRobot, and we're just walking into it. So this is where I'll be with the back of the people at the back of the train of what's that stupid show that I can't stand, Snowpiercer.
A Snowpiercer.
I'll be a Backy or a Smalley or a Downey or whatever the hell it's called. But this is continuing the chat GPT conversation. This is very early in the year, and I kept wanting to come to it. I never got to it.
Spelled for
this student sues Boston University and requested a refund after discovering her professor was using chat GPT to prepare class materials.
allegedly using ChatGPT in a final paper.
The international student lost his visa over the matter and is currently in Africa. Fox 9's Karen Scullin spoke with him via Zoom and joins us live on what has become pretty controversial, Karen.
Right. Haishan Yang has an undergrad degree from a Chinese university in English and French, a master's in economics from Central European University in Budapest, a PhD from Utah State in economics, and he was working on a PhD from the U of M in health services research. He only had his thesis left to do when his professor accused him of cheating with ChatGPT on an exam, which he 100% denies.
It can be a useful tool, but teachers and professors also know ChatGPT can be used to cheat, using words of artificial intelligence instead of the student's own words.
Let me ask you just straight up. Did you cheat? Did you use ChatGPT in any way?
No, I did not use ChatGPT in the exam.
Haishan Yang was working on getting his doctorate in health services research and policy administration at the University of Minnesota when Professor Hannah Neprash accused him of cheating on an exam by using ChatGPT.
I was told that you failed the exam because I failed exam because they suspect I used ChatGPT in the exam, and ChatGPT is not allowed.
Yang's case went before the U's Campus Committee on Student Behavior, who upheld the professor's findings, and ultimately he was expelled. But in addition to denying using AI, Yang says you can't prove it because it's like using Google. You will get different answers every time you ask ChatGPT the same question.
I tried myself. I put the question to the ChatGPT. I generate 10 times. And it's so different. So it's not possible to replicate what's the evidence. So my initial reaction to this kind of evidence is that this should be never been used against any student using this method.
In a defamation lawsuit filed in state court, Yang accuses the professor of submitting altered, possibly modified evidence to the university committee that upheld the professor's findings. However, a forensic analyst at Seattle University that Yang hired to check the findings found that several things had been, in fact, changed. Yang's advisor, Brian Dowd, who has been on faculty with the U for 45 years, strongly supports Yang and says there's not strong evidence to prove he cheated. In Dowd's appeal support letter to the U, it says in part, absent that evidence, I would conclude that the student and ChatGPT drew from the same source material and there was no scholastic dishonesty. Dowd also says Dr. Yang is the best read student I have encountered in my time on the University of Minnesota faculty. Now Yang fears his life is forever changed.
My career is, the trajectory is dramatically changed. I still have to figure out.
Furthermore, some more strong words from Brian Dowd's appeal support letter. He says, my final point concerns the treatment of Dr. Yang by faculty in our division. This is not the first attempt to expel Dr. Yang from our program. An earlier attempt resulted in the division writing Dr. Yang a letter of apology and university attorneys requesting an assurance from Dr. Yang that he would not sue the university. In over 4 decades in our division, I have never seen this level of animosity directed at a student. I have no explanation for that animosity. Yang is seeking $660,000 in defamation payments from the professor and to be reinstated by the university. The university said they couldn't comment in detail except to say that appropriate actions were taken in this matter. In the newsroom.
So, sorry, that wasn't the story that I had, but that was the second story. So that's that one. And this is the one where, so do you want to comment on that first?
That is, to me, that just feels like proper racism. Yes. There's because he's already a doctor. So, and he had, I think it stopped at like 6 different types of degrees before I was like, okay. He studied his ass off. And obviously, ChatGPT is getting its spewings from sources.
Yeah.
So if he's as well read, it's like, well, yes, and also, how do you cheat with ChatGPT in an exam? Like, did he have a computer in front of him?
I don't understand.
You know, but again, he's already a doctor. What does it matter for him to get another doctorate at this point in time? What is that going to do? Just give it to him. I hope he gets some money. This feels like racism. It feels like a whole load of professors hate his clerk because he's super brainy.
Yeah.
And they want to discredit him.
But also, why is he in Africa? I just want to know why he chose Africa. They said he was in Africa.
Because he can.
It's like interesting. Like, you chose Africa. I wonder why. What do you call it? Neutral ground is all about being in Africa. He can't be extradited. What the hell? What is that?
I want to ask him why he's collecting all of these different doctorates. So he's more fascinating for, bro. Where are you? What career are you talking about? It's going to stop my career. Where are you going with all of these doctorates? What's happening?
But you know, some people are addicted to education. They just can't stop learning. So this is the one about the student catching a professor using ChatGPT.
Eastern University student catches her professor red-handed using AI to help prepare classroom content after discouraging the students from doing the very same. News Nation's Ryan Bass is joining us now with more. Ryan, she now wants an $8,000 tuition fee reimbursement. What's the university saying about all this, and are they actually going to refund her?
Yeah, they're not going to give her money back, Marky. In fact, she ended up meeting with officials from Northeastern University, according to the New York Times. And just after she graduated this month, the school informed her she wouldn't be getting any of her money back. Now, she noticed this woman, she was in class in February, that when she was reviewing some of her lecture notes, that something was a little off. So Ella Stapleton reported this. Turns out that her professor, Rick Arrowwood, had used AI tools to create course materials, even though he told students not to use them. She called it a double standard. She demanded the school refund her $8,000 tuition for the class. Arrowwood told the New York Times he actually uploaded the materials to AI tools to give them a fresh look. Didn't realize they were flawed until the school brought it up. Now, Northeastern sent us a statement saying the university embraces the use of artificial intelligence to enhance all aspects of its teaching and that it provides an abundance of resources to support the appropriate use of AI at the school. Now, Marky, Northeastern rolled out new policy in March that requires attribution for any AI-generated content, and Professor Arrowwood says that he wishes that he looked over his notes more carefully.
Yeah, this is just changing the game entirely, especially when it comes to education. Ryan, are there any ethical concerns when it comes to AI use at college universities, especially with how wildly popular tools like ChatGPT are now becoming?
Yeah, no doubt, Marky. And I actually spoke with Ed Whitall, who teaches the AI masterclass at NYU. He's one of the world's most prominent voices on AI. He said that professors and universities should have a clear disclosure notice if they use any AI tool. Take a listen.
It's a clear need and requirement to have very clear ethical guidelines. What those guidelines would be and how they would come about is still subject to a lot of conversation, because how do you come up with the set of ethical guidelines that are applicable to and accepted by 8 billion people? That's not an easy one.
What the hell?
Yeah, not easy at all. And Ed is actually leading a lot of discussions worldwide on ethical guidelines through his World Digital Governance. Marky, I do want to note colleges are adding some AI guidelines here. Harvard encourages students to double check their work if they're using those tools. As for NYU, where Ed teaches, they actually say that you need to get a professor's approval if you're going to use any AI generated content, Marky. So it is definitely changing the game.
I imagine a lot of parents of college kids aren't happy about this headline. Ryan Bass, thank you so much.
What do you think?
No, I think the students should all get a refund. I think when you guy was like, how do we come up with a guideline? We come up with guidelines for all different societies every single day. There should be a guide. You should be telling folks, my teaching is being aided by AI. You should let people know. I'm thinking that my lecturer, I'm getting imparted by his fortitude and wisdom and his knowledge. He's actually relying on ChatGPT. Tell me the prompts and I'll go with ChatGPT and get my degree as well. Like, come on now. No, she deserves the money. Absolutely. Oh, we got a cash, I think. Dane. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheat GPT is running amok. You're damn right, honey. You're damn right. Yeah, man, that's a wild one. It's a wild thought, but it is. But then with the others, it's a kind of chat's turning into Google because it kind of cuts out the fraff, but you have to know how to use it. And teachers and professors are underpaid. I mean, professors should be paid well, but the stress of the education system for teachers, if they use Chat GPT, and especially like if we're think about the most overworked and underpaid inner city teacher that's trying to keep it together, and then students are like, "Wow, my teacher's not qualified, so I want my money back." Or girl, I'm just trying to make sure you get a book to read or something like that. And I don't know, like you even have a class to come to. If I don't Chat GPT it because I've got to hit my quota. So that's where it starts to get messy in ruling. But definitely, if you're paying for school education, but then we're introducing this world of AI where we're supposed to accept it. It is what it is. So then now professors, I think there's even, I missed the story about a school having holograms or AI teachers teaching in the class now.
It's going to happen.
Mr. Jeffries can't make it because he's got the flu. He's sent in his hologram to teach the class.
It's going to happen. Doctors as well. It's going to take place slowly, and I do believe that this will be in our lifetime, though. Like we will live to the day when that isn't a job that humans maybe supervise, but they don't occupy in that way. Like your teacher may be AI and tailored to you, or alongside your teacher in a classroom, lots of kids have their AI like assistant that is working.
But you know
with
what?
them.
As you're saying that, do you know what's actually troubling me? It's like, so what's the point of a human?
That's what the AI is going to get to.
Exactly, because it's like we are doing it to ourselves. It's all well and good. Oh, it makes life easier, but there's a balance between makes life easier but we're making it hard in ourselves. Life doesn't have to be hard. So then why are we creating a system where life is so fucking hard that we need a machine to take over and then make us our own selves redundant? Like the people in power, like, are you fucking? It was written as I said. It is written. We are going to self-implode. It is what it is. The world's going to go bang, and we're going to not exist. I'm just I
think they have said that, like in every iteration of human civilization, at some point we have self-destructed. Like it's been humans that have their intelligence has got to a point and they have self-destructed. So a lot of like even with the pyramids and what's on there, like you see hieroglyphics, there are forms of transport that we don't even know of yet that they were making and they have been depicted. And it seems like this is what we do. This is what humans do. Flashbang of something, flood, whatever it is. A few humans survive it to create another human civilization.
We never learn.
No, we don't. And it may be a part of the human life cycle that we actually grow to a society and then we implode for it to happen again. Maybe it's the evolution of a consciousness path, that this is what we do for a certain amount of time and then we leave here and do something else somewhere else.
Well, you know what I'd like? I'd like not to be then a human next time, because
would want to be a fly.
I'd be a bat. This would be with a big dick. Making lots of bat babies. For that reason.
No, maybe every part of a soul in its life cycle journey to see itself, I don't know, goes through a spell as it does time on Earth in some way. Is a human, is a fly.
Oh, so you've got to do. Okay, go for every kind of ecosystem.
I feel like that could be something that we have to do as a part of our energy journey. We've got to be a human for a time. You may come along at the best time or the end of times. Who knows? I don't know.
Let me respectfully be protected from all the madness. I don't want to see a robot war. I don't want to be wearing brown clothes, living underneath something and having to rebel to get some water and some points on my machine so I can buy food for my family. I don't want to be. I don't want to be part of a dystopian underworld, because I will be. Like I'm not going to be with the elite unless I marry, and then I'm going to have to marry some elite robot man or something, and then it's just all going to be too much for me to handle. I don't want that part of my life. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want my child to be a part of it or my grandchild.
I mean, I don't know if they can avoid it. I feel this is where we're going. Exactly like the checkouts. Think when we were kids, would we have ever thought that those whole lanes of checkout assistants that were there in Sainsbury's? I remember Camden Sainsbury's being opened up, and it was one of the biggest Sainsbury's in London at that moment in time, like flipping 30 checkouts with assistants. All of those workers to now there's 5. And we are checking out ourselves. We have thought that would ever be a thing. No. But there will be a time when kids are going to school and there isn't a teacher there. Or maybe they don't even do schools like that. Maybe you're just at home with your AI being taught. Like maybe they'll be like, why are we got buildings? Like, why are we going to switch on lights in buildings?
And the thing is, but we also have the facts that humans need to be. We just literally seen a study. Kids want to be outside and playing with each other, but yet no. Let's create a world where we don't. Why? Like, what the fuck is wrong with us? Not us, not me. Kind of answer this.
I mean, this is the thing with AI. As much as I do use ChatGPT every day, yeah, it's here now, isn't it? There is a point in time, as Mo was talking about that as well. He's like, you can't run from AI. It's going to be in every point of our life. So you're going to be left behind, not finding out in this immediacy. Maybe he said it could go on for 20 years, where the only people with work are going to be the ones that know how to use AI the most effective. Yeah. You are going to be in work. After then, you know,
sorry, KW. We got to get through the list. I don't mean to depress you with the truth, but as Nana said, it's about being aware, because you can run from it. I mean, I use chat. I have to, because there's nothing I can do to keep up with everything. I have to. I don't like. I've always been a modern Luddite. I don't like over technologicalizing things. I don't like it. I like the humanity of who we are, but I also understand to keep it moving, you've got to know. And so I'm going to be on the right side of trying to survive here.
Yeah.
But I also know that while I'm on the right side trying to survive, I'm not going to have a robot in my yard. I'm not. For as long as I can resist until it becomes a thing where there's nothing you can do. I am not having Siri. I'm not having Olivia, whatever the hell it was, her name? The lady. Alexa. Olivia. I'm not having a robot help like iRobot. Come in, ma'am, let me do your... No, absolutely not. I will hire a Ghanaian immigrant illegal, and I'll hide them in my house until further notice. Until further fucking notice.
You know what I used? I used Google Live feature last week when I was cleaning up the living room, and you can... So it's like a video person with you. So it's AI, but there. I've gone around the room and I'm like, okay, what would be the fastest way for me to clean my living room? And it was like, okay, what you need to do, you need to get your black bags, you put everything in first, then you're going to start on the cushions, you lift them all up. Like, it went through the whole thing, and as I was going along, I just had it propped up beside me. I'd finish one thing and it'd be like, yeah, no, actually, like, you clear this side of the room first, and it will be faster than you do the other side of the room. And we work together. I found it quite fun. I mean, I don't know if I do it every time, but I was like,
no, because
you're having company.
No, this is like you've got a whole family. You've got 2 kids and a husband. You're not lonely. You don't need that extra company, and you don't need someone to tell you how to tidy up your fucking yard.
I wanted it to tell me how to do it the most efficient way.
No, stop, because it's your people like you. No, stop. You're letting it just see your yard. No, stop. I'm not coming to your house. Stop. Okay.
You know, we have Google here. We have Google Home already.
What do you got?
We got Google Home, so it is like, hey Google, play I will play from Spotify.
Why don't you just play it yourself? What's stopping you from just going in your phone and playing Spotify? I still
you can just speak to Google and it will just do it for you. Or even Google helps, like now, if I needed to do a broadcast to the house to speak to them, it would just be like, Google, tell the house, and then we have the Google speaker in the house, and then it will broadcast to the house what needs to happen.
Not me, love. Until the last minute, until it's like you can't exist without it. The things that don't need to be done, I'm not having. We don't need it. We don't need it. Let's be human. Shout what? Baby boys, come on. The husband, like what? The old school. Come in from outside. The old school calling. It's okay. I mean, it's bad enough that me and my daughter call each other in the flat. Our flat is this big. And we might send each other a message. That's as far as it goes. Send a little message.
It's the same thing. We're just doing it for advice. No, I don't even like Star Trek. I don't even think I've ever watched one fully.
No, she's just in it. She's just in it to win it. She wants the robots to just be us. We're going to be on opposite sides of the wall. I bet you.
Oh no. Oh boy, no! But I'm not even going to be in the war. That's the thing,
and that's why you don't care. Because you've given up on life, you don't care, and that's why it's not fair. People like you need to be put in a box. This is how it starts, you know. This is how the segregation starts, and then the rebels start like, yes, you. Then you get locked up. Then you become a rebel. Then you join with the elite. Then you start to be an oppressor, and then we're in the you're in our brown clothes and fucking flags.
I'm absolutely not going to be in the brown clothes, like the resistance. Absolutely not. No.
I will be in the resistance by force. I told you I'm going to be the telecommunications. I'm going to be the journalist, propaganda warmonger, because I mean, propaganda, I'm telling everybody, that's my safe position. All right, Coco Melon conundrum, parenting tool or toddler crack? Apparently, it's crack.
It is crack.
The video that I've had for many, many ages has been taken down. So this is what this lady's saying. Your child isn't watching cartoons, they're being studied.
The human brain was never designed for this much stimulation. It was never designed to take in this input at once. I don't think y'all realize how sick this science is. How many of y'all have watched or ever seen an episode of Coco Melon? Okay, so you can go on the internet and you can look up the makers of Coco Melon talking about how they use data science to make the show addictive to children. So what they do is they have babies that they'll bring in when they're doing the production process, and they'll sit them down and have them watch. At any moment, they have algorithms watching their attention. Any part that isn't paying attention, they edit and make it addictive. It's a reason why your kids love Coco Melon, and it has nothing to do with how much it's helping them develop. It's actually bad for them because the saturation of colors is bad for them. The constant context switching blocks their development of their critical thinking skills and the slowness of their brain, and you're developing brains with ADHD. And for them, they don't care. They would sell your firstborn child for an increase in ad spend, because these are advertising companies building these algorithms. These are not people who care about your children becoming good citizens. They are for the sole purpose of gaining profit and extracting profit off of you. But you as an end consumer don't know that. You just slap it on and think, geez, I get a break for my kid for a minute. And I think the thing for us is we have to ask, why do we want breaks from our children? Because that's the root of the problem.
19 keys, and this is high-level conversation.
So this guy's continuing the conversation.
90s TV shows impact their behavior and even their sleep? A couple of moms started showing their toddlers the good old 90s classics for kids. Shows like Arthur, Roly Poly Oly, and even throwbacks like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And say the lower stimulation has made a major change in their kids. The moms and best friends named Lauren and Sarah, known online as Mamas and Messes, found that their kids were less attached to screen time and had fewer meltdowns after they introduced the retro programming to their kids. Meltdowns when taking screens away are, of course, incredibly common. And scientists say it's in part because so much of today's content, and especially the platforms on which kids view it, are essentially designed to be addictive. So kids literally don't know how to cope when they're ripped away from their screens and content. We've covered this a bit previously, if you'd like to check it out and learn more. But mamas and messes found that switching to the much slower pace of old school pre-social media content had a totally different effect. The kids would just watch an episode or two, and when it was time to turn it off, there was no battle. They'd just go back to playing. But the biggest shift they noticed was a change in sleep patterns. One mom's little boy was sleeping longer and better, which she chalked up to the slower pace of TV shows from back in the day. Other moms online were inspired to try this experiment too, and had very similar results. Now, it's not all 90s all the time. They still make space for things like Bluey and Ms. Rachel, but the positive outcomes they've seen from 90s kid shows have made them a new mainstay. Who knows, maybe the solution to the screen time problem is simply giving your little ones an appreciation for the classics.
A little solution there, guys. If your kids go nuts, then give them something slower to watch. It's just, that's the science. I suppose you don't really think about it.
Yeah, I feel like they're so fast. My niece has always got her dad's phone in her hand. Literally, like Kwame's kids have always got a device in their hands, and Coco Melon is just so fast paced. Yeah, I can't even. Her brain is just always going. She's wired, I guess. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out what they're like as teenagers. These kids that have been brought up on being like a kind of addicted, an advertiser's dream. I don't know what type of teenagers and adults they're gonna be. I'm not too sure. But things do go in cycles as well in terms of like stimulating attention, and people then become fatigued by like fast paced things. So you notice it on YouTube, editing practices are changing. Like not everything is so fast paced and cut anymore because it was hurting people's brains. People want slower, longer forms of conversation as well. It's like, so I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a turnaround because it's too much. As you said, again, this might be a shorter time span than the robot war. Maybe parents are going to be like, because I was very much, but I was like, the time my daughter was born in 2000, and so devices weren't really a thing. Like I said, I always say my biggest fear was having a TV in her room, because that was the thing. That was the device. Everyone's like, now you put the TV with the video, the VHS or the CD, the DVD slot, and that's what we're like. Okay, we just got that on in the kids' room. And I didn't want her to have that. She got one, but it was very regulated. And I can't remember what the first kind of devices were. But when mobiles became a thing and kids were like, oh, can I have your phone? I was like, absolutely not. There's no way. But then as the generations, my nieces and nephews started to go like, can I have your phone, auntie? Or friends, kids saying, can I have your phone? I'm like, I look at them like, have you lost your entire mind? And then when someone I know quite close to me is like, oh, my boy had my phone, I'm like, I don't get it. This is my old school. I don't understand how you have let your child commandeer your device, and you're waiting because you cannot take your phone that you pay for from your child because they'll have a tantrum.
Yeah. My brother's kids, they all have their own phone now because he wouldn't be able to get his phone off. And then it's marked difference to my other brother that is closer to me in age, Yao. His kids aren't allowed to be on devices. Yes, and we are not even like, so even if we're scrolling, he would actively be like, put your phone away, because then his kids obviously are going to be like, let me see. Like, so yeah.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Let's relax. But again, it's that scared parenting and lazy parenting in some cases. We have now dealing with noise and we've got low tolerance because we're all so wired. Everybody's wired.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find something whilst I'm distracting you with this. Let's get some comments. We haven't done some comments.
Earlier on, Strike 22 said, are we going to talk about the originals debacle?
We can do. Let's go. You can talk about it while I set this next one up. Go on. Okay. Let's find some content on the originals.
All right. So the thing is, yesterday, as we said earlier on, we were out at the R&B event, and the originals probably would have been somewhere where we could have potentially have been at, because it was playing all of our types of tunes there as well, in South London. And luckily for us, we went somewhere else where there wasn't trouble, but there was a lot of people that wanted to go to the originals, which is a festival in Brixton, and they rushed the doors, causing a bit of a stampede.
Was it in Brixton? It was in Crystal Palace.
No, I thought people were saying it was in Brockwell. No, it was in Crystal Palace. But for some reason, after Crystal Palace, everybody seemed to go to Brixton.
There was apparently, I need to find the videos now because I've seen a few, but there was apparently 2 other raves that got locked off for the same reason. So I guess it was all of that stuff.
In Brixton. But they were saying it was from the same people that basically left the originals because that got locked off really early, traveled down. That's why I thought it was already in Brixton, but I knew it was in Crystal Palace. They went to Brixton anyway for a couple of things that were happening there and rushed the doors there at 2 different events. So there was a big discussion of like, you know, can Black people have nice things? Why do we ruin what we have? And whenever there is this activity, it does seem to fall on everybody's shoulders that we can't do events without there being trouble.
I was trying to find Brandice's video. Was it a story? Because it's not on her main page.
It's on her main page.
Oh, I can't see it. I wonder if she's taken it down. Hold on, let me share. I'll get it up from our chat and see. I wonder if she's taken it down. It's a hard one because we don't like to say the things that are all encompassing and quite loaded, and we don't know how to have nice things. But I can't lie, I've been to every event, bar the R&B, every kind of festival or the music that I like of a current modern type of setting, where it's garage, drum and bass, garage, jungle, house, and then you got the mix-up stuff where it's a bit of everything R&B and hip-hop. That mix-up, not just R&B. Every event I've been to, there's been something. And if you come out and like, oh shit, that was good, no fights, no stabbings, no nothing, no doors getting kicked off, then you're like, wow, that was good. And I can't lie, that has happened where I'm like, oh shit, no one died. Okay. I don't know I don't know who else has that. I don't know who else has that issue. I'm sure they do. I'm sure
I do wonder if it is the same in other communities with their subcultures. I wonder if they have the same practices that people, the tickets sell, it gets sold out, you're going to have a contingent of folks that are like, I don't care, I'm going to be able to get in, and then they rush the doors. I wonder. I don't know. Yeah, let's see what Brandice has to say.
Originals Festival today, and I'm going to give you my review because everyone that was speaking to me on my way out was like, oh, Brandice, are you going to do a review? Because obviously, as you know, as you've probably seen, it got locked off. I had just got there as it got locked off. I had a backstage pass, so I went in a different entrance, but as I was walking towards that entrance, I walked past the queue, and the queue was long. Very, very, very long. There was police in that queue on both sides, and they were like making sure the crowd was moving. I was like, that queue is really long, like nothing's happening. So this seems like it's under control. I was probably in the queue for about 5 minutes before I got in, gone to the toilet, left the toilet, came out, spoke to a couple of the DJs that I know. I probably was backstage for about 10 minutes, started to walk into the main arena, and they wouldn't let us out. The doors have been rushed. You've probably seen the videos. I've got videos. I've seen really bad videos, and I have them. I'm not sharing them because this is your fault. This is why we can't have nice things. I'm seeing loads of comments on the blogs like, this is why you can't have nice things. South London this, South London that. Fuck you, because there's nothing wrong with no South London. It's you who come. It's the people who come who rush the door. And also a lot of the people that were in that stampede, which is what it was, because metal poles and bars and railings were falling and on top of women, on top of very small women, and people were running over them. Hundreds of people were running over them, and they were getting absolutely crushed. The amount of people that I saw that were like in floods of tears. I have PTSD. I actually have PTSD, diagnosed PTSD. Yeah, I have PTSD. If I had gone through that way, yeah, I would have had a panic attack. The whole reason I have backstage is because I am very good friends with one of the originals. He knows how I am. He makes sure I have somewhere safe I can be. It's not a flex for me to be there. It's so I can have somewhere safe for things like this. If I'd have been in that, I would have had a full-blown panic attack. I'd have probably wet myself. People again would be filming me like they did when I had my first incident. Like, you don't actually understand what you're, and I'm just one person. So out of the hundreds of people that are getting pushed into that bottleneck, yeah, because people are rushing, you can't turn around and stop and say, okay, yeah, you go past me. You'll push it. You can kill somebody. What are you doing? Like, what are you actually doing? This is ridiculous. I do not want to hear one person ask for a refund from Originals. I don't want to hear none of that, because this is nothing fucking to do with them. It's all to do with the people who were rushing the doors. You were told all week, the last couple of weeks, they've been posting every day on Instagram saying, come at this time, don't come between these times, come here, opens at this time, these are the set times. Everyone wants to get there at 5 o'clock. Everyone wants to go at 5 o'clock. So if everyone's getting there at 5 o'clock, you're obviously going to be in a queue. Stand in the fucking queue or come at 2 when it opens. I met people in there that were from out of London that were like, I've been there since 2. Yeah, because you spent your money on your ticket, came down on your train, and you want to enjoy your festival. So you came in at 2 o'clock when the doors opened. Then all of a sudden, it's all rushed. And now you got to try and find a motive or go back to Birmingham. It's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. What do you think that's going to happen here? It's actually ridiculous. Anyway, my point is, big up Originals, Fever Super Kids. Well fucking done. You lot are keep smashing it. You're going to keep smashing it. You're always going to smash it, and you're going to win because you're winners. Do you understand? So keep doing what you're doing. I love you forever. I will always be there on your fucking team. Get me a t-shirt. I keep telling you. I'm sure they've still got tickets for Originals in Dubai, which is, let me look at my phone, the 9th to the 13th of October. None of the broke bitches, the broke, ugly bum boys are going to be rushing no doors in Dubai because they can't afford to get there. So what are we just going to do now? Originals worldwide. You can come if you've got money to pay for your ticket. Simple as. Also, let me look at their Instagram. They've got another event, Club Originals. Club Originals is also good. It's a bit young for me now, though. It's a bit young for me now. My daughter wants to go and things like that. Sunday, the 7th of September at 338. Always a vibe. Always a vibe. I've never seen anything bad happen there. Anyway, fuck anyone that wants to say that they want a refund, because I will fight you myself. Yeah, don't even do it. This is not their fault. Don't want to hear none of that. And just go to one of the other events. We're here to support our brothers. You get me? Anyway, I had a great time. I got to see loads of people that I haven't seen in years. I got to see my friends from school. I got to meet loads of you lovely girls. You get me? I didn't see one passer on my way out. It was good vibes. Anyway, don't come if you're a dickhead. I went.
All right. So,
don't come if you're a dickhead.
So I saw, just to see some of these videos. There's a lot. That's what happened. Very embarrassing, fair man.
You know what? You're gonna see him soon. You see that big one there?
Which one?
With the pink. Okay. How are you rushing a door with you're big and you're wearing a pink t-shirt?
Oh, on his phone. Yeah, it's like people forget that you're everywhere. It's being seen, or they don't care. What's this guy got to say?
Can people hear it? I can't hear anything.
Can't hear anything?
No. But if folks in the chat can hear, I don't know. But I can't hear nothing.
Oh. Well, he's not. Okay. And this also, can you hear this? Because this is Brixton Pop got locked.
Yeah, so yeah. Sometimes TikTok does this. You can't hear.
You can't hear that either.
Mm-mm.
Oh, why does it do that? But anyway, this is Brixton Pop.
That's where people went down to. So they went to Pop, and then that obviously got flooded with too many people, so that got shut down as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we were lucky where we was because it was so far away.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you couldn't get an influx of people being like, oh, there's another festival here that we could potentially go to. But it is a shame. I don't know. There's a contingent of people that don't give a shit about community. They don't care that you could be crashing somebody's business. You just want to get into space. For what? Like, if there's too many of you, you know it's going to get locked off. I never got that when people would bust a door. It's like, you know, they're going to close it because they have to, or they're going to lose their license. They have to. It has to end for everybody. Are you really that selfish? You're like, because I can't get in here, I must crash it for everybody else. Like, I don't understand.
I don't know, because I mean, I think at a young age, we definitely benefited from someone busting a door, and I didn't think anything of it. But at a young age, when you hit, I'll give you to 20, yeah, I'll give you to 20 dumb exuberance, 21 maybe. After that, you can't be grown and be like, yeah, because I've seen it. I've seen grown folk who definitely can afford a ticket, who definitely know better, that do foolishness at these places, and then it gets locked off. When we went to the all-white Coco's party, how many years ago? Maybe last year.
And ain't that even like a whole 8 over 25 party?
That's meant to be grown, and there were lots of hardbacks, and I saw hardbacks next to me fighting. Hardbacks, my age, look hardback, older. I think they might even be the few years older in school type age, and you lot are like squaring up. Mandan's fighting. Are you stupid? Over what as well? Because I remember you from day in the rave when you like stepped on my foot or you took my drugs or whatever the fuck. So I think it's in all communities. I'm sure all communities have this, apart from maybe the elite don't have the same problem. I'm sure in all working class or local communities, there's problems with some people ruin it for others. But it tends to be a lot of the things that we complain about, that we can't have things, we can't play the music that we want to. But we know, because the reason why we knew we were very comfortable at R&B, because it was only R&B being played. And you've got a men singing love with their little hearts out, big tonk henchmen singing their hearts out with the gal them, and that's the vibes you're on. Could be weird if you start fighting when you've just sung a ballad and then you're going to take out a shank to shank someone. It doesn't correlate. So there's that. And then when we say that, when you say that the authorities are like, yeah, if you play ragga, even now I suppose Afrobeats is in there, hip hop, certain hip hops, and R&B, and when you get the mix or the dances and that brings a certain crowd, we're not having it. I find it hard. I get it that what do you call it, that paper that you guys face when you're trying to put on an event. I get it's horrible and it's profiling. I get it, but I have actually grown up going to these raves and seeing and knowing people who have died, people who have been come out maimed from being shot or stabbed. I know too many people that have died from coming out of a club like that or a rave like that.
I don't think you can put it on the music. I really don't.
No, I think it's what
the thing. I think that is a part of the facade of racism, that it's our music that
I don't think it's our music. No. I'm not saying the music incites violence. It's the music. It's something about what, because there's a reason why R&B so far hasn't had the same noise. So what is it?
It's not the music. I think it has nothing to do with the music. I don't even think it's the mixing of the genres. I think these guys are very lucky to not have a set monthly anywhere for that contingency to be able to get there. And I pray that they never fall foul to those people that will turn up at your event without a ticket and rush a door. But it can happen. It can happen in any genre of music where there's a populace of people. It can take place. But that's precisely everything you said was exactly what the police said when they brought out the 969 form or whatever numbers it came with. That is exactly what they ran with, that you're not allowed to, we weren't allowed to play hip hop. Actually, R&B was on there. You couldn't play R&B and ragga. You couldn't play. So when we're writing things down, now I'm having to get very creative. And actually, that practice may have ushered in Afro beats. Actually, it may have helped it come along because you could put that down. You could put down alternative. Like there were so many different ways that would be like, so it's a collective. We're going to be going into like Michael Jackson. There was artists I could put down on that form. And if a DJ had played at an event where something had taken place, they were blacklisted. That is racism. Because you can't control the folks that were coming in. And we never had any trouble in 11 years of doing Meant to Excel with our biggest events having 1,000 people in a venue. We never had any trouble. And we were so selective on the folks that could get a ticket. And that's how you had to be, to the point where I know there are people that will hate me, that will be like, you guys were bougie blacks. We had to be. If I had a sniffing, I've seen you somewhere and I classed it in raves where they were lax with who they were promoting to, you're not coming in. You may not have done anything, but it's just, you have to be like that, because there is a type of people that don't give a shit about black folk. They don't care. They're black too, but they don't care. They are as racist as white people. They will crash your business and sleep well at night and not care. And those are the people that crash the door.
That's one, because I don't think it's the music either. It is exactly what you're saying, the discernment of who comes in. And then it starts to get into exactly classism and the bougie, like if you're considered bougie blacks and stuff like that. And then I am never going to stand on the side of police over policing black people. I'm never going to do that. But I also understand that if you are policing an area and consistently this thing that you don't know anything about, really, all you see is the result time and time again. What do you do? Because then I can't, I don't like to, I don't want to sound like any kind of conservative black person. I get it, because I've been on the receiving end because I've suffered, but I've been on both. I've also been a victim of, like I said, friends dying, friends coming out, us being crushed, falling over. Chapter, when we used to dance, trapped in the building because there's shooting going on. Physically, people are shooting in the building and we're trapped upstairs. I just came to dance on stage and go about my business and hear good music, but yet there's a fucking shootout in the building. Because it's trend, it's a trend, and it's not about the music per se driving people nuts, unless I will talk about drill. We've talked about drill itself, the real drill. But when it's a thing that's popular all the time and everyone's on it, that's where it becomes, well, that's the thing. Yes, it's the scene. It's not the music, it's the scene. But that scene comes with the culture and the music embedded in it. And then because of that, the people in the culture of the scene, then you get the no-gooders that get involved in it. But if you're going to shut down the scene and try and police a scene that's popular, it's like when if it's a big raves and the drugs, and then when it was Leah Betts and all that stuff, and they had to crack down, and then they started shutting down warehouse raves, and warehouse people like, well, we're just trying to have fun, we don't all take drugs. But well, how do we stop the overdoses happening? How do we stop underage people dying or whatever? We have to then so no more dance music.
Yeah, and it's like, it shouldn't be like sweeping, because this is the thing. A lot of shit happens at football matches every single week, and they don't stop that. But because the money that is being made isn't necessarily funding the institutions and the people running the institutions, they're quick to shut that shit down. So they don't care. When black people are making money, you find that there are things that are put in place, and these goons will find your event. And and I truly believe it's not always that. Sometimes you're like, who are even these people that are trying to get in? You don't know how they try and shut it down. There are no events anymore in the city. At one stage, there was 15 of us in meetings with police trying to get them to stop this. 15 different promoters, all making a good amount of money every month, trying to be like, look, you're stopping us feeding our families. Now they managed to stop that. You can go into the city now and there's nothing on. There's no venues, nothing is taking place.
Yeah, that's across genre.
It's gone now. So I love that Chaki and Taser are out here doing it. I'm glad that they've even taken it out of this country and they're doing it elsewhere, because if it does get shut down here, at least their name is ringing out and they can put on their events in Sweden and Germany and still make money, because they crashed a lot of businesses. It was like it became soulless. When we got to, when did we stop? 2012. Yeah, 2012. It was like, oh, this is hard work now.
But it kills the
It's
scene.
hard.
Yeah, because it kills the scene. Because I remember when we were going transition, it's like, okay, we can't go because I'm kind of scared. And sometimes it's like it's a combination of this is the best 5, the best people, but yet it's going to attract the dark hearts people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very weird when it's similar like Sinners. It's not the music, but it's the music, it's the scene. There's something in it. Look, when you think about Sinners and the pull and the lure of music, how it's so close to that spiritual underworld. If you go deep in it, what is it that triggers whatever that comes with it? Because even like when I always say raving in the city, there was something weird for me as a Black person, getting my senses tantalized by the music, by drinking and the euphoria, the sexual tension, all the stuff that goes on when you go raving. And then you're in this place that's built on our blood, all of that stuff. The gargoyles protecting the financial district, and we're raving. It's like sacrificial lambs. All of that is mad to me. All of it.
I mean, it would be the same in the West End.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't really be anywhere in London without.
Exactly. I'm just saying, but there's something because the financial district's got its own thing. I believe it's got its
London is totally.
That's what I mean.
Its own.
And
prior to itself, and their police are different to the Met.
Exactly.
But in the same way, they moved. Why we even went to the city in the first place is you couldn't put on an event in the West End.
Exactly.
They just you could. There were some promoters, and they're still doing it, but your crowd cannot be Black.
Yeah.
And they will tell you that as a promoter. We did 1, maybe 2 events in Tottenham Court Road. Once a new manager came in, it was basically like, you guys can carry this on, but your crowd can't come here. So you're just experiencing racism everywhere. And then you do have idiots who they just don't care about Black people.
But that's the part. It's like, we know there's racism afoot, but then also there's no one that's helping because, actually, I put this on you, a guy, because you were discerning again. And sorry, I wanted to take it back to Brandy saying no one should be asking for a refund from originals. However, sure, I understand you're standing by them. I wasn't there, so I don't know how they were set up. I don't know if it was truly not their fault and it was just those wild people that came and fucked it up, or because I know, I'm not saying because I'm not going to do it anyway, but I know, or I would think I would know from experience that if I'm going to do an originals type thing. And it might be so long that I talk myself out of doing it because what's the security? Because I know who's coming, and I kind of might want them there because that's the vibe. Because it's the people then from back in the people then that I want there. But I also know who's coming. I know there's going to be man and man from man and man, and I know that all sides are coming, and I know that there's going to be some people that have got some ops up in there. So I would know that my security has to be so freaking tight, and maybe that's too much. Maybe there's only much you can. Maybe they did as best that they could, but did they? That's all I don't know. Did they do that?
I mean that fence looked hella flimsy to me. That was bust down. That looked like, but that may have been the last port. So they may have come through a couple more before they got to that one that we're all watching. I hope, because usually that's how festivals are. It's fortified. There is a middle part. If people manage to bust the first part, you can't necessarily get to where the folks are. But I don't know. I can't say I wouldn't try and get a refund. And it really depends on how long I'd been there. If I got in at 5 and it got locked off at 6, these weren't cheap tickets, weren't they? Like 130 or something. It's like that's a lot of money.
First of all, thank you, Kevin. Thank you. So, Aunties, remember the violence played a role in the fall of UK Garage. What were your thoughts on why the violence happened in UK Garage? Because it got taken over by drug dealers. Because drug dealers like to rape, and gang members. That's what happened. And Garage was a very significantly lost somebody in the Garage time and affected a very big thing in my world. Like significantly in Garage, a good friend of mine got shot in the leg. Significantly, this in Jungle, someone got stabbed that I know.
Yeah, I think it was. They mashed together the end of Jungle to Garage but Jungle ending, it just felt like every rave we went to, it would be the last hour and somebody would gas it. It just felt like it was every single time. It didn't matter what venue we were in. Well, at that time it was called Club UN, that got gassed at Telepathy. Then we went when it got repackaged as Temple. That was another party there that got gassed. Hippodrome gassed. Equinox got gassed in. It just felt like you. So sometimes the best time is the last hour, and we would be like, maybe we should leave, or you're gonna rave next to the door because you know somebody's gonna gas it, and you don't want to be far in or in the middle because then you could be trampled. It ruined it all. It just ruined the scene, and I don't know why people always do that. But we was at the place that had a swimming pool in Old Street. Aquarium, and there was a shooting there, and we were locked in the toilets. I think that may have been one of the last like bigger ones that I went to until I was older, we went into the nostalgia phase of like garage, because I was this just felt like this is crazy now. It's one thing you guys gassing places, but I don't want to be hearing gunshot. Like that's just come on now.
This is what we went through this from Jungle. They were shooting in Jungle days and garage days. I've lived through the whole because that was my span. The only thing that maybe hip hop, there were a few bottlings, maybe. It wasn't they were bottling more than anything. And that was it. It wasn't so bad. And then the mix, I like the Hanover Grands and stuff where they had mix up, there wasn't any trouble. It was a different grand because the hip hop boys and R&B girls back in the day weren't on this. It literally was the dance music crew. Or garage, funky house. It's that crew, for some reason, attracts criminal elements or violent elements.
Yeah, it's very strange actually, because thinking about it, Hanover, but you know what it would be, especially in West End, because it didn't really happen in West End venues. They are usually heavily run by various different gangsters. So that element of people probably wouldn't even be able to get past the door.
No,
to get in
untrue. Because
in West End.
Yeah. Because the one that I said the one that significantly affected my life that I can't talk about is was in the West End. It was regular. There was West End and there was stuff always happening. So some of them, and that's what happened that's why there was a clampdown in West End, because shit started happening in all those West End clubs. That's why they kicked all the blacks out. That's what started it, because they were West End clubs that were doing, especially if they were doing that time was, to be fair, it might have been a hip hop mix as well, because there were some where there was a mix of crowds. Like,
what was the venue? Did it happen inside the venue?
Yeah. No. It happened out. This particular thing happened just outside it. This particular thing happened just outside it.
Okay, because I can't think of one thing that happened in a West End club to a black person.
There, again, because I'm a bit older, so there was stuff. It contributed to the lockdown. It contributed to the lockdown of them saying, no, we're not having this in the West End. Because there were things in the West End. I need to get some history from some of the people that remember, haven't forgotten. So it wasn't it, but I again, like I said, it contributed to them saying, you lot aren't having that here. Absolutely not.
Yes, Destiny Love. Coliseum was the best vibes in Vauxhall. Most definitely. Then it started going mad.
Yep.
Sun City was a vibe too. I remember Samantha's and then the clubs in the West End. I love Samantha's. And think at how quick Samantha's could get to capacity. And again, people didn't rush the doors there.
No.
There were just certain elements you couldn't and you wouldn't, because you would know you're not going to live much longer if you do that. But I don't know. Drugs is a part of this, though. I definitely think like drugs plays its role in all that goes on.
Because again, you're watching Scarface in the club and you're watching the people in the club and you know they're the big ballers. And then, you know, when everyone's popping champagne and getting over the top because you think you're balling. And it was them guys. And we'd be like, oh, God, it's them lot again. It was always like, oh, them lot again.
Cokeheads.
Whether they're on coke, whether they're just selling and just drunk and being stupid, or just not even that. They just think they're bad. and just seeing someone because you're from East and from because the code wars, it's not like postcode wars aren't new. So we had our man from End. We even had our boys fighting other guys just because they're from End, but it was fist fights. Nothing went beyond. Had all of that.
Always a man. But now I can't even say. I feel like back then there was way more men that would just cause trouble. Now you see girls absolutely ruining a rave, fighting. Like that white party that you went to, the clips I was seeing was two women, hardback women fighting.
To be fair, it was hardback women, but the majority were men. And I think there's one or two. I mean, there's always been once or twice like girls. It's still majority men, but yeah, women are kind of getting in the mix too. But I don't think it's as proportionate. I just think it's men just generally. I'm not even trying to shit on men, but generally it's angry, tusky men just like I gotta get in. Kevin, thank you. Oh, we're getting all your pocket money, Kevin. Thank you. Kevin says, I knew an elder who told me stories how in the 1980s, even in the soul raves, bad man was sharp and stabbings would go down. It's not a new phenomenon. It's not a new phenomenon. Thank you very much, Kevin.
No, somebody else, Stephen was saying there was certain security firms that could control the doors correctly. Most and
yes.
I have friends that worked with a few different ones of those, and most definitely that's definitely. My friend, once we started doing the raves, I think maybe we were like 3 or 4 in, and he came to one and he was like, your security, he spoke to the security guards and he was properly on it. Like, your security needs to be so much tighter. What you're growing is going to attract that type of a person. And then would list through the raves that were on at the same time and just be like, you never flyer there. You spot the mains that are there, they never come into your party. Like, he would, for a good maybe the next 10, he came to all of them and was like, you know what, you got a few bad men in here, but they respect what you guys are doing, so they're probably not going to do anything. But it's that you need that inside knowledge to be like, absolutely not are you coming to my party. Like, we can argue on the door all day long, like you're never coming in, but because it's being like that and hoping they didn't bust the door though. We just got lucky.
Go, because there's 2 strains of that. There's busting the door, or more strains, and then there's coming back and doing the security something because you feel affronted, because you feel embarrassed, and you're like, man, why am I talking? I've seen so many securities getting into fights because they're doing their job, and the person's like, because their ego is in the way, and they're embarrassed. Now you think you're taking a man for idiot, and then you've also got the security guards are in the gangs as well that are working with the man them to bring. Because I remember which one was it? It was either Jungle or Garage. And what had happened was they hid their shit in the club beforehand. And that was one of the ones where it was a pop-off. They hid their shit in the club beforehand because security let them do it beforehand. They walk in breezy clean, but your shit's behind whatever podium or pillar, and you got your shit ready to go, and you're just popping off because you knew what you're going there to do.
Yeah. Oh, it just ruins it for everybody.
It does ruin it. And I'm like, originals, these type of raves, Matt's Barbecue, all the ones where you know that this concoction, music, culture scene that attracts these people, you have to have extra level of security. You have to extra fortification. That costs money because you lot were ready to charge. I understand. I don't know who to talk to.
Rebecca was just saying, last time I went out, there was trouble. It's because the bouncers let their nonsense friends in through the side door, drugged up fools, not dancing, but grabbing girls and fighting.
There you go. So sometimes bouncers, you can't even trust the security. Sometimes you cannot trust the security.
It is a problem, and it pisses me off though, because that was a big festival that they put on. A lot of money went into that, money, and you're just crashing somebody's business for no reason at all. Like that, the videos that are out, those people that were doing the door, they need to suffer some consequences for that. The ones that bust through and you can clearly see them, they need to suffer consequences, because it's actually not okay. It's not okay for all Black businesses. Now, anybody for the next year or 2 wanting to put on a festival, it's going to be even harder for them to get through. They wanted to shut down City Splash anyway.
Yeah.
This now gives them a reason. It's like, well, look, you know, especially in South London, but before you know it, you can't have anything in South anymore. Yes, exactly. The food and drink. Oh my God, my heart goes out to them.
Exactly.
Money.
People that travel just like, when my niece went, she said she didn't get in. She goes, Auntie, I got there, it got locked off. So she didn't even get in. She's been talking about going for ages. She goes, I got there, I got locked off. People that came from out of town, so coming from up north, man, wherever you came, out of town to come down.
Yeah, yeah.
Bought outfits, just on general. Even if you're local, you bought an outfit. You bought the ticket. Oh, Bird of Parasite says, same thing will happen in Manchester. You end up in the African clubs. And a star beer say, okay, babe.
But you're probably safe. That's the other thing.
Just have a little argument with an over amorous uncle, and it's done. All right, let's get into nonsense because we've gone over the hour that we said we're going to do 2, and
we're at 3 hours. Is this our final?
Yes. So, guys, none of you saw this story that the man from Iceland said they'd offer you £1 to snitch on their customers' teeth in.
But I'd actually like to announce that we will give £1 to any customer who points out a shoplifter. We'll put it on their bonus card if they see any customer in our stores who are undertaking that offence.
What do? You tell someone in the shop?
Yeah, if they tell one of our colleagues that person's shoplifting and it turns out they are, we'll put £1 on their bonus card. Done.
Is that being announced today?
I've just announced it.
You've just announced it. Okay. Right. I'm assuming you planned that before you came on 5 years.
Yeah, we talked it through, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay. And do you think something like that can make an impact?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, look, you know, some people see it as a victimless crime. It is not. It's also, it keeps prices from being lowered because it's a cost to the business. It's a cost to the hours that we pay our colleagues, as well as it obviously being about intimidation and violence.
Because lots of people do say that. They say, you know, big business can absorb those costs. That's not the case from your point of view.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, theft costs us over £20 million a year. That's not £20 million of profit. That's just £20 million that we could pay in more hours to our colleagues or in lowering prices. So we'd like our customers to help us lower our prices even more by pointing out shoplifters, and then we'll give them £1 back.
No.
For £1.
It's never happening. That's never enough money.
For
somebody, honestly, bro, if somebody is in Iceland shoplifting, I believe they need whatever they're taking.
100%.
If you can do it and get away with it, I am not going to dob on you for £1. Come on now, it's Iceland.
£1 for he said it with the straightest face.
Yeah.
£1. £1 for someone to come and chop me in my neck, like, leave me alone. £1 so I can buy frozen ice to put down the bump on my head from the hit that the person gave me.
For the assault. Oh my
£1.
God. That is. Even when the presenter was laughing, surely, like, but he really maintained a straight face. Like, no, I'm being serious. Like, we'll give them £1 off of their shopping. What type of stupidness is that?
It's insulting.
Someone's gonna do it though.
Some motherfucker will do it. Some asshole will do it because they're assholes. Someone will do it, but that, like, you're actually out of order. You can thief. I've seen thieves. So, like, get on with it, bruv. This is your thing. Just, you know, yeah. I think so. I saw in the comments, I'm like, listen, £1. I'll give the man £5 to get my stuff out there. Come and do my shopping. I'll give the thief a couple pounds to get my stuff out the shop. That's it. I'll meet you around the corner, bruv. That's it.
Oh, come on. It's like, it's Iceland. I go in Iceland from time to time. I haven't seen anybody shoplifting there. I feel like the last time I saw somebody shoplifting, it was from super drugs. And again, it's like, do your thing if you can get it. I'm not security, and nobody's paying me to be flipping Karen Hero and be like, look, there's somebody stealing over there. Why the hell would I give I don't care. As long as they're not stealing from me, that is it. You guys are all up in your profits. Got nothing to do with us.
Absolutely. I
And
understand.
definitely not for a tenner. £100, I may consider it. £1 is an insult, actually. £1 is offensive.
Let's see his profits of the year, because let me talk about £100. Talk about £100, bruv.
Yeah. £1 is nothing. That's not even making a dent. Like, well, who cares?
Yeah, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that. And okay, final, just to give you a lot of heebie-jeebies before you go to bed. This was found in Australia, of course. It's a stick insect.
It could be the heaviest insect in Australia. Weighing in just less than a golf ball and at 40 centimetres long, experts say it could knock the giant burrowing cockroach off the top spot. This new so-called supersized species of stick insect was found by a researcher in a remote rainforest in North Queensland. It has been named Acrophila alta. This newly discovered stick insect could be the heaviest insect in Australia, weighing in just...
I just... you should see that.
Oh, God. But why? Australia is another part of this earth. It's just full of the craziest things ever. Stephen, look off the live stream, make it bad money.
I'm sorry, because you lot kept me here. If you lot let me go at 9, like I said I was, then I would have been fine. But you lot kept me here chatting, so I went wild. Sorry, I don't understand.
My God!
All right, let's get our thank yous on.
Kevin has given us some more money.
Kevin, could you play? No. Kevin, it's not
Kevin, tunes are for members only. That's members only lives. I think is next Friday,
it might be next week, next Friday or something when far as back. We'll save your request if you're, and you'll have to come back. You don't have to. Yes, you'll get a free tune. We're not playing because you'll start. And
yeah.
I'm sorry.
When we do the members live, you get one free tune, but everybody else, for their tune, you got to put into the coffers, because obviously it gets, what's the word, that it can't get shown after we do that live. We don't make any money off of it. It's a one-time deal, because it will get locked off. It gets copyrighted and blocked.
Yeah, so we can only play and then we get locked off. All right, guys, that's it. We've got to, let's say our thank yous for who contributed, who did the evening past the plate.
Okay. Hang on. I don't, because it did that funny thing. I wonder if it's collated that data.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what was going on. It's like literally. Happened? Well, thank you to everybody. I don't know. We haven't got the same way of getting through it.
They changed it, so we don't have all of that.
Bardi Gang, and someone gave us 2. I can't remember who that was. Was it Stephen? I don't want to credit with the wrong person. Kevin gave us all his ratings.
So Bardi gave us quite a bit of money. Thank you so much, Kevin. It truly means a lot and makes a difference to us. Like
it does. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Yes, I know, I understand, but we just I'm not sorry. Sorry. Before you play the music, you can't, because we still get copyrighted because we don't have any rights. We're not anybody like that, so we don't have rights to the music. Sorry, Kevin. Yes, we do have a dedicated music show, so next time, and we will end on a vibe. We'll have a whole vibe full show. But yeah,
I can't wait for our jukebox. That was really, really fun. That was a fun show. All right. I can't see who the person was, but all right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I've got to start taking out my hair and I've got to make phone calls. So, good night.
Good night. And if you haven't watched our latest episode, please go and watch it with our magnificent guest, Marvin Harrison, as well. Please watch that.
It's a good one. And we'll do a run to the comments soon. We need to.
Yeah, definitely.
All righty.
Bye, guys.
Good night.